See if this works. This is so weird. I'm not going to do this without comment showing because I got a lot of hell for it last time. Oh, cool. Okay, now I can. Hey, Margot. Thank God. Okay, so I'm not going to do the entry or the introduction. Hey, everybody. Margot, Death Griff, Larson's mom, Wisdom Junkie. I don't know what happened, Margot. It was weird. So I guess I'll play the, hey, Amber. Hey, Gina. Kate, Alaska. Hey, Alaska. I haven't seen you in a while. Twin thing. So should I play the introduction real quick or what? Hey, pretty sweet pea. So good to see you. I'll play it just for the heck of it. Taylor Swift. I'm the problem. Oh, good. Hey, Lisbeth. I'm going to play the Grandma Cherry. Hey. Good to see you. I'm going to play the introduction. Well, so stupid. Okay, but first I have to do this. Hey, Rambo.
Are you coming to get me? Send the big bad wolf to fetch me. I've been staging a protest, swapping guns for roses. Resorted to reverie, campaigners for liberty. Here to render a legacy. We are the dreamers and the party queens. I just wanna be myself for a day. Follow me and no one else today. Here we are. Here we are. Led by fascination, we are the superhuman. Indestructible, wild party animals. Horizon is changing, new world rearranging.
Okay, it's so weird that I'm kind of like behind. Don't know why that is. So let me say hi to Rambo, Deanna. Can y'all hear me now? I'll never get used to this. Deanna, Catherine, my sweetheart. Gina. Oh, Kate, that's at the top of my page. If you like just go to my channel, it's right at the top. Okay. So tonight's going to be a little bit weird because I think I said before that I haven't gone back and looked at everybody's videos that have, said their piece on everything, but that's not going to be the first thing. I might not even get to it actually, but everybody knows what's been going on with Claire. And there have been some other things like I've noticed, hey, Audacity, Angie, I've noticed that there are creators now calling out their subs and even their moderators, like taking a wrench from a moderator, it becomes an entire video, which I think is weird. I don't remember that happening before. And I'm not the YouTube police, but I just think that's weird. I've just never seen it done before. I don't know that it's a good thing because your subs go to a lot of different channels and you're kind of calling them out. Especially stripping them of a wrench is, you know, I mean, if it's something really horrible that they've done, then I get it, but it would have to be really horrible. I haven't done live because I'm chicken heels. Yeah, pretty sweet Pete. It's different. It's like I have to learn all these buttons and I'm not that young. Yeah, people getting self-righteous. It's just really been kind of strange. I mean, people were calling me a child advocate. I'm a tragedy pimp exposer. I mean, I kind of have done that, but not really. That's not I just kind of, tried to do funny videos. Hey, Night Stalker. KC Glass Rocks. But anyway, hey, Dame Defer. I just thought that was kind of weird. So Belair has been kind of on a bender, for lack of better words, for about the past couple of weeks. I've been the target of his ire. And then Nanya, the good Nanya was, but I guess she didn't mind it. And I don't think that's the point. I think in the true crime area or community, we deal a lot with, hey, Natalie. Hey, Legendary. Patricia. We deal a lot with domestic violence. And with a man yelling at you and yelling, hi, Legendary, yelling the C word, it triggers women. It probably would have triggered me before. Everything's relative. I haven't been in an abusive relationship for 25 years or something. But there was a time when it would have triggered me. And so I think even if it's fine, like it didn't bother me when he was calling me the C word. Because he doesn't matter to me that way. Hey, Ellie. Hey, Ellen. But I do know women get triggered, and I don't think it's the true crime community, and I don't know which community he's chosen to be in, is the right place for it. And so I think that needed to be, whether it bothered me or her or not. Hey, girl next door, Deanna. Hey, Fluffy Minx. It's a cute name. The glare doesn't even have to talk to be triggering. Yeah. Hey, Pamela. So, I'm not really trying to just pick on him. I'm trying to point out that even though it didn't bother the good Nanya, it didn't bother me. It bothered me for the old me that would have been triggered by that. And it would have been kind of, hey, T-Bell. You just see anger. You see an angry man and you want to flinch. And that's how I would have been before. I probably couldn't have even said anything. I probably would have been frozen. He's been on a roll. Yes. That's true. He's hyperbolic and trying to get all he can out of his rant. I think he was really honestly pissed off at me, probably still is. But I think, hey, wishful thinking. I think he was more pissed off that he didn't know more about what he was trying to get across. So anyway, so this happened yesterday, I believe, after the Good Nanya, which I watched, I think, on Queens early on. And then I kind of expected the bigger creators, or the ones that are most favored kind of at the moment, that they would set an example and kind of, maybe shame him the way, we shame other people that would do that. I can't imagine JLR being able to get by with that, or Gray Hughes. Can you imagine? I mean, I guess with Great Hughes, we might give it one chance, but I don't think we give it 3 chances. You're welcome, Catherine. Yeah, I don't play. I don't know. I just know that what it felt like when it's fresh, that it would have just made me flinch. Yeah, who uses things he knows. I followed him for 2. Here's what's weird. I followed him for 2 years, and I had been told, just, be careful, that nobody ever told me, don't. Until now, I've never met a creator that said, if you sub to them, don't sub to me. I've never run into that before. And still haven't run into it. I've seen it by other people, but nobody ever told me not to follow him. They just said, be careful. But I never listened. I always judge, hey, Fluid VR. I've called out to hypocrisy as a bunch of shit. He can go on a tirade and all is forgiven. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels that way. The man that verbally beat me down just had his voice box taken out. Yikes. Oh. Well, won't be happy. Hey, Angie, I really don't believe that no, I don't think he's pissed off now. I think now he's just preening for Morbid, because that's the kind of show Morbid has, but I can't even see Morbid unless, I don't know. I mean, on the one hand, Glare said it wasn't drunk talk. And then on the other hand, he said it was stuff he would have said anyway. So, he doesn't think the C word is bad. I don't think the creators that weren't that concerned with it. Hey, Otomate, how are you? Audacity, aren't you a wrench? Maybe I just can't see it on there. Anyway, I don't know. I'm going to go over kind of what happened. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, you are. So we're going to go over what happened, and I won't be able to, I can see chat, I guess, on my phone. Let's see, so I have to share my screen. Yeah. And again, I mean, he had over 500 people today in his chat, so there are plenty of people still okay with it. I'm just speaking for, hey, Tennessee Poppy. I'm blocked by 2 creators, YouTube, that I know of. That's Molly. Oh, yeah. Molly's really not on here anymore, is she? Someone called me out. You know what, Sweet that's happened. I've gotten emails and messages on Twitter for people that one person just said something kind of halfway good about me. This has been about a week ago. And she was dressed down because of it. Other people have told me, I get it. You don't want to, but we shouldn't do subs that way. Like, I'll be honest with you. I see some of my subs in other creators' chats, and they kind of shit talk me, not bad, but they come back in and on comments, they're, very nice to me. I mean, if it's bad shit talking, then I might say something, but I think people should go where they want to. I was there to hear what he had to say. But he turns in, yeah. Yeah, he had on, I don't know if y'all remember this, when JLR's ex-girlfriend, I hooked him up with her to talk to. Odd thing is I talked to you the most in his chats in the past. Oh, thank you, Ellen. But I mean, it was a pretty good get as far as an interview. And so I told him about it, and I said, I have a bunch of stuff to go with it, and it could have been a really good interview, but he was drunk. And by the end of it, he was just totally disrespectful, and she didn't deserve it. She's a great person, but I was really disappointed in that. I'm trying to keep up. Flair. Yet Mox. Yeah, you know, I even watched that now. Like I watched someone's last night going over Betty, and it's kind of cringy now. Like, I don't know. I don't know. He should be the last person calling anyone out. Yeah, and see, I didn't even look at the past. Like I've seen stuff now. Like even like as a kid, I kind of heard about it, and I still don't know. You know, I don't know. I wasn't there for that. He thinks he's not drama. That's the funniest shit right there, Natalie. Because today, when he was, well, I'm going to show you in a minute. When he said he wasn't drama, he was all drama. Like his whole show was drama. I don't know what he's going to get into, if it's going to be true crime or what. Try to keep up with these. I'm here because the haters made me care about others more. Aw, nice to meet you too. Okay, I'm going to have to go. Forgotten Whispers. The glare. Alcohol, I don't care that alcohol makes him mean. He needs to get help because it's not new to him. Disrespectful, arrogant. He is taking his personal anger out on chat. I think his girlfriend is Cherry. Hey, Forgotten Whispers. I think his girlfriend is Cherry. I didn't know that until like a week ago. Hey, Kit. How are you? Daddy's baby, Dee Dee. So I don't know. She's like across the pond. I didn't get any of that. I didn't get in on any of the conversation before all that popped off with the good, no, yeah. 20 years ago, it hit with the look. Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying. I mean, had it been 20 years ago, even 15 years ago, I would have flinched big time. I mean, I would have frozen probably because that's the look. If someone might remind me, I'll try not to forget. I watched a creator. Her name is allegedly Jules, I think. And she went over one of the, I think it was the one with Skeptic on it. And she was really good. The thing she, I think she's a psychologist. And it was really good. I have it. I'll just have to remember to play it. Everybody's mad at him, but the people that should have called him out. So anyway, I'm going to do this now. And I'll try to watch the chat on my phone. Let's see. Is that the right one? Must see. Nope. Okay, we'll do this one first. Okay, here we go.
They're flip-floppy, wishy-washy people.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, they turned against heels. What the fuck kind of goddamn community is that?
Well,
You
I
think,
turned-
no,
hey,
listen,
stop,
I know what you thought about heels.
Talking about we
I
turned
think-
against heels. You're talking to the motherfucker that turned against her and called her a fucking cunt and a whore and every goddamn thing else and told her to go fuck her
Right.
mom. Are you fucking serious? No, you're talking to the motherfucker right there who cussed her out and talked to her dirty as fuck. I still have yet to speak on it because I have a fucking lawsuit with her name on it.
And here's the interesting part of that.
Okay, I think that was like Saturday, maybe. I'm thinking it was Saturday. I personally hate how exploited and, hey, Purple Puddles, taking advantage of subscribers. I think that he's kind of in a place right now. Again, he had over 500 people in his chat. So, I mean,
I didn't even I heard that little clip of what you said about, well, I was actually even there during that portion about manipulation. And I took it as
can everybody hear what's playing? Just say yes, and then I'll continue. I'll actually kind of back it up some. Can y'all hear it? Okay.
With her name on it.
And here's the interesting part of that. I didn't even take, I heard that little clip of what you said about, well, I was actually even there during that portion about manipulation, and I took it as you misspoke and were.
She took it as he misspoke when he was saying that about manipulation. No shade, but I don't know how you could take that as someone misspeaking.
Saying that you're just tired of the
Can we hear it? Because I'm being 100%. I'm being 150% honest. I don't remember saying what you guys are saying.
Whatever happened in Morbids almost seemed like it was a situation coming to a head. It didn't happen gracefully. Not shocking when people are upset. I'm done with all of it personally.
Okay.
So what he's upset about is because of the time before this, when he was calling me the C word and MF, and I don't know if there was anything in between, but it doesn't feel good when you're used to going into chat rooms and people don't say hi to you. I mean, I know what that's like. I used to go in and everybody would say hi, and I go in now. Most of the time I don't say anything, and that's what he was experiencing, is people were kind of still rubbed a little raw from showing his ass the time before. So I think that's what was coming to a head, maybe, I'm guessing.
I have missed because, he had to delete the end.
I think
I did hear clips of those last 2 hours, but not the full last 2 hours.
Yeah, something happened. I don't, I'll let him discuss it if you want.
And see, right here, he's saying something happened. I don't remember. But then his memory kind of starts coming back.
But something happened on his channel where he had to delete it, but it had nothing to do with me. And it had
I do think it had to do with him. I think I'm guessing that he was trying to save him from, I didn't see it. I mean, I only saw what Queen had on.
With what I was saying. He was not saying or doing anything as far as editing editing that stream to protect me, that I know of anyway. But remember, I woke up and I was just like, holy crap, I lost a bunch of subs.
Well, you told her to go fuck her mother.
Did I? Yeah, I tell a lot of people when I get mad.
Like, no big deal. I think in the chat, Chasing Truth she says that to people a lot. Well, if I heard Chasing Truth say that, it would come out differently. And I know Galera complains on another live that, well, I mean, what's the difference, men and women? Because it's just different. When a man comes at you cursing and they're mad, a lot of times it's followed up by more. When a woman is doing it, you're not really fearing for, your life. I mean, there is a difference between the two.
Go fuck their mother.
I didn't desire an apology because I wasn't offended by that. Others were. But to me, like, I went up there to talk shit, you talk shit, and it was over and done with.
So
yeah, she says that she went up there to talk shit, and I'm going to take her word for it. But that wasn't my impression when I heard. I mean, a little bit, like when she said, why don't you call your girlfriend the, C word, and that might make her happy or whatever. Then it got kind of weird. And I don't know that that's all it was. Could be. I have to take her word for it.
It really doesn't have anything to do with the drinking.
He was in a blackout because he couldn't remember. Yeah, but he does remember. He says he couldn't remember, but then he does remember. And if it was blackout, then he probably needs to get help. And he probably doesn't need to be where he can trigger. A lot of women on here are domestic violence survivors.
I just don't really remember because of the drinking.
Well, and that's always a good excuse. That's a good thing too. When you can just say, I just don't remember. You could watch it back.
To be very clear about something. That was not a drunken, oh my God, impulsive drunken thing. I was actually planning.
See, this is what I don't get. I don't remember because I was drunk, but then that wasn't a drunken plan. That wasn't a drunken thing. Which was it?
On my next stream, saying the same exact thing. Oh, no, I was attacking the subs that I share with Queen Bee that I'm just not interested in having, if I'm being honest. I mean, I'm not. I don't regret saying what I said.
How do you know you don't regret saying what you said if you don't remember what you said? My question. What was that? I'm having such a hard time seeing my phone. Forgotten Whispers. What happened? Okay, I can't see it. My stance in life is completely about giving people chances. From what I understand, he's had a lot of chances. I know Chasing said she's known him for 2 years. I've known him for 2 years. I've seen the incident with JLR's ex-girlfriend, and that's probably, I mean, I've seen him drunk before, but not to that extent. You know, so if he's got a drinking problem, if he has a drinking problem, you would think we'd have seen it a lot more. Yeah. Yeah. Twin thing. Says he remembers nothing, then, oh, yeah, I remember.
So, I mean, if that makes me a bad person or a bad creator or whatever, I don't know what to tell you. I don't particularly care for Queen Bee, but my feelings about Queen Bee are nothing in comparison to the company she keeps. The company that she's kept for a long time and still keeps are the people that I.
And see, this is another thing. When in true crime, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I've just not seen it or I've been a part of it. But we talk about JLR and Betty. They did a lot of, hey, BJ Marshall, hey, Donna. They did a lot of fuck shit in front of the Laundrie's house and in Tennessee. I mean, that was just over the line. And so everyone was, you know, pushing back at them. But as far as creators just talking shit about each other, that never used to happen. Like, you can't go into duty runs and shit talk another creator. Gray Hughes wouldn't put up with it. Trisha from Websleuths wouldn't put up with it. I don't even think, as much as I disdain this man, that Chris McDonough would put up with it. You know, what is it coming to when you're just going to shit talk another creator like it's nothing? It's not right. And here I am shit talking creators, though, right?
I have the most issues with.
Even if I don't agree with it, I can understand it for sure. I think that, again, there's a history, right? There's some type of history there, right?
Behind the scenes games and nonsense, it's complete and utter bullshit. And a lot of us are being affected by it. A lot of us don't even know we're being manipulated by it. And I'm just sick of it all.
I think a lot of people are missing what you're trying to say. And they're just, you know, a lot of people are going at Glare for what's gone on.
Damn it. So is there, yeah. Okay, where did we leave off? Like, did I do Deets yet? I got it now. Okay, now can you hear it?
Just don't really remember because of the drinking. I want to be very clear about that.
Yeah, we're back. I don't think I can say it with as much passion as I just did. So we're gonna go. Here we go. All right.
Something.
Deep.
That was not a drunken, oh my God, impulsive drunken thing. I was actually planning on my next stream.
I know I muted
saying the same exact thing.
Oh no.
I was attacking the subs that I share with Queen Bee that I'm just not interested in having.
So did y'all hear the part about creators attacking each other and Duty Ron and all that? Deets was crying. Well, I feel you, Hills. It's never okay to hurt someone, especially to put it out on blast for the whole world to see. When they attack in numbers, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm sorry Deets was crying. I've cried a few times the last 3 weeks, and I'm not trying to get back at anybody. I'm just saying it's kind of irking to just hear how tired everybody is from all this, exposing other creators. I don't even think, and I don't know if y'all heard me, but I mean, just the talking about other creators, exposing your own moderators, exposing, doing live streams on subs. You have to think about the people, the true crime people that would never do that you would never see that. They wouldn't put them in. That's drama. I understand, Ellie, that she was crying. I don't know why she was crying. Out of frustration. Yeah, I mean, I've never dealt with this level of just creators going after each other, and it's crazy to me. But anyway, we're going back to Glare.
If I'm being honest, I mean, I'm not. I don't regret saying what I said. So, I mean, if that makes me a bad person or a bad creator or whatever, I don't know what to tell you. I don't particularly care for Queen Bee.
Like that right there. Really? You just say that about another creator, and it's like you said the quiet part out loud. I mean, if you've got to cry about YouTube, yeah, I love when people say that and they don't walk in someone else's shoes. It's easy to say just log off, but what happens when some people log off? And does it make their life better or worse? Maybe they don't need to log off. Maybe they need to go to a different community or they can go watch different people. Most people aren't going to follow you around and, harass you. Most people.
But my feelings about Queen Bee are nothing in comparison to the company she keeps. The company that she's kept for a long time and still keeps are the people that I have the most issues with.
Ellen says, I've been shy to come out and say the crap channels I mod for, they've had to rename their channel because of bullies. Yeah. I know they have a long history, Ellie. Okay. I understand, Ellie, that they have a long history. They are upfront about it, but they need to not be upfront about it because it influences subs. This influences subs. And when he says that, then, and everything else he says, which is even worse, I think it's a good rule for while you're having a live to, I don't know. I just don't, her saying, shit about him too. I think at some point we have to say, chill a little bit on, because it's about the subs. It's, y'all can have pissing matches all you want, but it makes the subs feel weird about where they go, who's going to see them. You don't like Queen Bee. What if you see me in there? Is that going to make you mad at me?
Even if I don't agree with it, I can understand it for sure. I think that, again, there's a history, right? There's some type of history there, right?
Behind the scenes games and nonsense, it's complete and utter bullshit. And a lot of us are being affected by it. A lot of us don't even know we're being manipulated by it. And I'm just sick of it all.
Well, I'm a creator. I mean, up until the last few weeks, I thought I never see anything in back chats. It's usually Nick just, writing stuff to everybody. But I don't know what all that's about, like what goes on that is so troubling. I'm sure Deets probably I don't get emails from people trying to pit people against each other. So I don't know, or like, we're going to go after this creator. I do think that went on in my case, and I'm sure it can be frustrating because you're trying to, I think Deets tries to be a people pleaser. Like, she wants to please everybody, but then you can't ever. Hey, Stella Bella. She wants to please everybody, but you can't. So she's probably being pulled, and that's, I'm guessing. What do I know?
I think a lot of people are missing what you're trying to say. And
yeah, there's a lot of hypocrisy.
They're just, a lot of people are going at Glera for what's gone.
Okay, and this is what really got to me in the last couple of days. And I said this when I was on mute. I'll try to say it again, but chasing truth, it has been, if I don't fangirl, I don't fan anything. But with her, she was just always the epitome of fair and factual and an advocate for victims. Glera, everyone that watched him doing what he's done, like the snarling and spitting and just the anger that we talked about earlier. If you're an advocate for domestic violence people, then you had to shame him for that. Not tell him it's okay. Like, you just don't do it. You don't drink and stream if that's going to be your thing. And people can choose to go to Morbid. I like Morbid. I like, watching him. It was kind of a rough ride, but but you know what you're getting. So if you go in there, you're probably going to be offended. That was a little over the top, though. Both times. I think both times that I'm aware of it, he did it on Morbid.
On when he is getting on panels and drinking or whatever. But let me tell you guys something. The vileness, the deception, the sneakiness, the nastiness that goes on in back chats and in places that you guys aren't seeing is insane. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Boston Nick. Okay. Oh, I didn't see what Boston Nick, whatever. If he starts I don't know what he's saying, but what she's saying here about the vileness and all that going on back chat, does anybody know what she's talking about? Because I don't. Wait. Oh, damn it. Okay, Boston Nick, when has Queen Bee ever said, don't argue in the chat, okay? Boston, if you're not here as a friendly, you've been in other chats I've been in where I've never seen you before. I know you're not talking about me, but you're arguing with someone, and I don't want it to be that way in here. I don't have anything, Hey, Violet. So I don't want to get off track. Anyway, I just think I was disappointed with this, and nothing vile was said to Glera either time that he went off. Yeah, I don't know what was going on. Like, Chasing is talking about discussions. Yeah, I know that part. Ellie, but do you, I mean, like, oh, Discord? Yeah, I don't go on Discord. I guess I'm just not privy to all the sneakiness that I'm sure it does. Yeah, it's too bad, you know. But honestly, I don't know.
So I'm gonna say that Deets is one of the best people that I know personally, right?
She's one of my favorite channels.
Hey, Grace.
Like-
She's absolutely a wonderful person. And
I
she
agree.
has
Oh, shut up, Blair. Suck up.
this open platform to try to talk.
Y'all banned Boston? What happened? Okay, I don't know, but must have been bad. I mean, don't ban people unless it's what? Really? He played a clip of her with every other word. Oh, yeah, today. Yeah. I don't know. I can't watch Chad and do this.
To people, and she does it like no one else does.
Well, okay.
I get that some people don't appreciate the glarer, right? It's somewhat weird to me that there are issues between him and some women, right? And a woman will say something to him that is just vile, and he'll hit back. And it's like, how could you support a man speaking to a woman like that?
It's not just one instance. When you have Queen over there doing a live where she is dragging and poking fun, but in a nice manner, but we all know what that was about with the finger peen and the things that were said over there. And
see, that's a very passive aggressive, like, we all know what that was about. Well, it was about whatever it was about. And I think when I saw it, I couldn't figure out what it was. I don't know if they thought it was funny or not, but it was Blair putting his finger through the zipper of his pants. So if that is offensive, or if she was laughing at it or making fun of it, what does it matter? I mean, I don't know what that even, it's like, well, she was making fun of Glarer, so that's why Glarer, you know, I don't know. I don't know what that meant.
And the way that it was approached, it wasn't just joking, lighthearted fun, and you know that.
I just feel like that's making like, so people are just poking at him, and then he just loses it. That's not even vile. If you disagree, yeah, he was like, he timed. I couldn't even stay in more bits. He timed me out. I just gave up because he kept timing me out. And I guess he did the same thing to that girl and Good Egg. It used to be Peeps upset about the no. You know what I find so weird is the glare is like, I'm sick of pretending, meaning being nice to Queen and her people. Why did he go over on her panels lately and be like, hey, God, I don't know. You know, I was going back and forth between, like, I would watch Glare, then I'd watch Queen. Then I started getting close to Queen, and I knew, I mean, that she didn't think a lot of him, but I still went over there. She never said, you know, she didn't want me to. And then I think I had my first premiere, and they were both in there with a lot of both of their subs. And I was so happy that, you know, everybody was kind of getting along. He started going over, and she accepted him. She was never ugly to him, or even, I mean, it was just like normal. Isn't that what Blair does to everyone else that was so worthy of making fun of? To be honest, yeah, I mean, he did it on live. I really didn't watch that much of it, so I don't know.
That's why I'm like, I don't care. I'll lose hundreds of subs, I'm sure. But I don't care. I want to be no part of that anymore.
It's when it gets to the, well, 3 years ago this happened, and 5 years ago that happened, and in this case,
8 years ago that happened.
This was happening, and
stupid.
The person, whoever you like at the moment, people are jumping on that side. They don't even know the entire history.
Right.
Nobody can ever expect us to because it was years ago.
This
So weird.
implosion from the inside where we're just like literally trying to devour one another and cancel each other out. This is all fucking insane, y'all. It's
Stupid.
insane.
I almost don't have words sometimes. Almost don't have words. All of this and the major culprit, Blair was in Nonsense. Jones and Blair was even in people said, yeah, I mean, like I feel bad sometimes when I talk to certain people in other chats because I know someone that I liked was, hates them and they hate each other. But, I've learned that just because I like someone and I'm like, I have their back, it became quite obvious to me that the favor wouldn't be returned. So I feel less bad about like Grandma Jerry. She's so nice to everybody. I mean, I just think you should go where you want to go. Don't talk shit about your creator if you're a mod. And I'm as guilty. I mean, I don't want to be a hypocrite. Look what I've done for 2 years.
I didn't start out on Queen Bee's channel. I wish people would stop spinning that narrative that like I copy my thing after her. I've told you all time and time again, no, I watched this channel and I love the way that this happened and I felt like that creator did it all wrong. So I wanted to do it slightly different. It's just so bizarre.
It's not comparable because when you cover cases, you are one of the most thorough people that I've ever seen cover a case.
Absolutely.
That just blew my mind. Like mind blown when I heard that whole exchange. Queen Bee is not. She's like the watering hole. I mean, or used to be, or still is. I don't know. It's just been like a blur, but she's not drama. She's not true crime. She mixes it up. So to keep attaching that drama to her isn't right, because tonight I think she was doing a true crime story. And I think I don't know what that means when you say that they do it best. Look at, what is her? Grizzly. Grizzly is an excellent platform channel. There are a lot of them. It's just when you're in this live thing here, you don't really get to see. If you're just interested in true crime, there are plenty of true crime. The other side of that, when you say, I think you do it all the best and you do it factually, I think a lot of creators do. Yeah. Grizzly True Crime. I started following her when she was like very, very small. I think the beginning of Petito. I mean, but there's a lot of them. So we're right now, what we're doing or what was just done is like, that's what I'm saying. I love chasing. But when you tell one that they're the best and people look up to you as like, like a pillar of the community, I think it's a weird thing to cross. Cause I want to, that whole thing was weird. Okay, so now I think I'm going into when
I hate these people. I fucking do. I fucking hate these drama bullshit fucking channels.
This is the night before.
I fucking hate them. I don't like Queen Bee.
Continue.
I think that she was fucking doing the Critical K thing, and then Critical K's channel fucking got deleted, and then she was like, okay, I got a fresh start. You know what I mean? Let's call a fucking spade a spade.
Yeah, so that's all the stuff. The reason I played this last is because that's all the stuff that he was saying about another creator. And then other creators sat on the panel. No one asked that I know of Queen Bee, like, you know, do you want to join? Do you have anything to say? You know, nope.
Queen Bee, her channel was built on,
Yeah, go fuck your mother. I don't know, especially mad, because he said that to me too. He didn't say it to me. He said it at me on one of his lives. And I'm like, damn, who says that? But apparently other people. Yeah, WhistleDown, I am. I'm going to put you in the, I have your main channel blocked. Well, I probably didn't do it WhistleDown because I don't block people. It probably was a mod. But I'm going to go ahead and play this if you want to strike it.
I mean, Queen Bee's channel was fucking built on her.
But I appreciate it. I mean, I appreciated you getting this. I just didn't block you.
True crime.
You know,
I mean,
it was built on Critical K, but then Critical K.
I mean, why is he even saying this? It's like there's something in his mind at this point. You know, one of the things I thought of before this started, Queen Bee had her live. And then at the end, she said, Morbid is going to go live. So everybody go over there. And that helped me quite a bit on one of my lives. And then like you have, what is she saying? I wasn't strike it, but would appreciate. I can't right now WhistleDown. I would have to just stop everything. Unless Margot knows how to do it, I can't stop everything to go and unblock you. And plus, I forget what I'm saying. What was I saying? Well, that sucks. Oh,
fucking deleted her channel.
Oh, so she sent a lot of people over there, and I wondered if that didn't maybe bother Glare, that because it does help quite a bit.
And nobody could see the receipts and call her out on what happened.
That's okay. Margot, I was asking, I don't know if you can get to the blocked list to see if you can. WhistleDown says her main channel is blocked on the next stream. Oh, okay. All right, WhistleDown. I'll be sure to check.
Because Queen Bee was involved in a lot of doxing and fucked up shit. And
Did you hear that right there? This is on this. So you know that mostly a lot of Queen Bee's live people had come over to this live, and he says this shit.
Doxing and fucked up shit. And I have the receipts for that.
You'll need to show those then. When in Queen's chat to be seen and to suck up. Yeah, I know. I think that too. But to say that about another, hey, Tony, oh my gosh, it just makes my head want to explode. Just no respect. And yet there he sits with those creators telling him it's okay. And she's gotten so many people subs. Like,
I'm saying, listen, I'm going to tell you right now. If you are part of the drama community and you're supporting me, I don't need your support. Fuck off and unsubscribe from me. I don't fucking need it. Fuck you. Fuck off.
Do that.
No, I want them to. I want them to. Fuck all you fucking drama fucking channel supporters.
15th time.
I forget. Oh, I'm not going to play that part. Yeah, so then he did a stream today after all was forgiven. You know, I mean, it seemed like all was forgiven. He didn't have to hide, obviously. I thought Boston got. Hey, sweet tea. So Boston didn't get me. Okay, so then today he came on and did another live stream. And let's see, what's the name of it? Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. What was it? Must see. No. That's it. Nope. Nope. There it is. Okay. Am I sharing it? Okay. It just takes a minute. That's good. I'm going to read chat for a second. I've seen more like him in my life. Yeah. It was Glare that came over to Queens a couple of months ago and continued showing up. Yeah, he did. I don't think I've ever seen her over there. I don't know, but I know they share a lot of the same subs. I didn't know. Oh, yeah, that can happen. Timing out by accident. Okay. So this was today, and I'm going to I don't have timestamps on it, so I'm going to kind of go through it. But he was playing. Queen did a real short video because last night everything was going swell in Laura's chat, and on Laura was, I think she was streaming Morbids. No, she was streaming what I was just talking about. And then something came up about Queen said that Laura had been passed around or something by 300 men. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so they had this back and forth, and Queen said, show your receipts. And Laura, they just had a huge argument. So then today, Queen showed what she felt were her receipts, and so Glare plays this, and it's like his we'll see, now I'm justified. You see what she's doing here with all her cursing, and so then he feels better.
We're just going to kick it and have the usual fun that we normally have, the kind of fun we've always had here. That's the plan. That's the idea for the most part. So
what all is on my screen right now?
The last couple of days, you guys know, have been a bit tumultuous.
What the hell am I
however
doing?
You say it.
Tumultuous, yes.
A bit challenging.
Hey, Hills. Hey, Hills.
Everyone's
hey,
real
Carol.
Triggered,
Jen.
And
But
and I'm kind of, feeling guilty about not feeling guilty, if that makes any sense.
I mean, he only just
because people are telling me this, that, blah blah blah, and we're going to get into the details of the things that people are telling me and why I'm feeling like, wait a minute, what am I missing? Because I really make an effort to be self-aware. I truly
y'all need a moment for that to sink in.
do. And there are people who, I've seen in little comments in people's chats,
Mystic Magnolia,
people who I love and respect. Well, people whose channels I love and respect. I don't know these people. I have very few people who I consider friends on YouTube. I limit myself to having personal relationships with people.
It's a bit much.
Behind the scenes. Very few people do I do that with. Very, very few. And there's a good reason. And I was reassured of this recently. And Peggy, I'm really glad you're here to see this, because this is fun to me. So I just want to ask real quick.
Okay, finally. Good for you.
Let me do something here.
He takes a while to get to the.
Try to just to get a vibe of the chat. You know, people who aren't commenting can still.
Peggy lets him have it in Peggy fashion here. We're just going to keep trying to move on. I'm going to get to.
And I'm asking specifically Queen Bee followers, please. There's a reason why I specified that.
Okay, let's hear that part. Okay.
I just want to get a general idea of my audience right now. This is very important to me, and I am grateful to you guys for indulging.
He's so fake. I'm sorry, but watching his face, it's like
me.
Okay, if Peggy comes in here and starts anything, you may hide her, time her out, or whatever, because she just disrupts. And
okay, so 66% is pretty close. 66% say no. That's fair, being that this is my chat. Understood.
What was the question? I thought I got the question. Okay, and we don't need the question.
Okay.
I want to get to there we go. Here we go.
At the beginning of this, and I think
not the glare or QB.
You implied almost demanding an apology
Boston
from me.
Nicks and B Tims that rally around. Yeah, even
okay.
when it's clear.
Let me go ahead and play this.
Dolly, I'm going to agree with that because, and not those two people in particular, but that's how it is. I mean, people are loyal to a creator, and as was I. But then, and I'm not talking about Queen Bee here because we're still friends, but you're loyal to different people, but you'll find out that if they have to choose being a creator with a successful channel over you, they're going to choose over you every time. So as long as you keep that in mind when you're circling that person, then
for you,
that made sense. I'm going to make a sincere light. Grab my hustler shirt. Here we go.
He's letting chat fill up here, so
like, oh yeah, people should be thanking Queen Bee, blah blah blah. So, which really doesn't have anything to do with any. Okay, so let's get this out the way. Laura was live and everybody was over there. She's going over Deets' live and the shit with the glare and all that bullshit, which really doesn't have anything to do with anything of hers. She just has to feel like she's involved in something. So anyway,
plays a little of that.
I listened to this. I was like, maybe I'm not being fair. Maybe I need to listen to those people who are telling me that they feel on the fence and in the middle and in an unfair position because they like me and they like her. And so I wanted to be fair because I get guilty. I feel guilty about things, believe it or not.
Yeah, and don't believe it. So back to when he was at Morbid, in Morbid's chat, Queen Bee and all the people over there. He sees all those people falling in. They're mostly Queen Bees. I think they were giving him shit from the chat. I'm not sure. I think somebody said a couple of people were. And then that's carrying over to still talking about Queen Bee. Well, Heels. Oh, God, I can't see. Oh, hey, Laura. That just fully explains why you tippy-toed around what happened last night. I didn't tippy-toe around. I'm not going to get in the middle of other people's shit. I'm telling you, I'm not going to. So anyway, I just wonder if that is, it just seems like that's part of it. Anyway.
Much as you people think that I'm this sociopathic piece of shit, I actually do feel guilty about certain things.
No, you don't. If you felt guilty, you would apologize to people.
The other word is an F-bomb, and we've got yelling, and we've got name calling, and we're 3 minutes in.
Oh, hell to the motherfucking no. Nope, I'm switching over to my lap.
See, Angie D, I was loyal to creators, and I gave some too much credit for having integrity that they didn't have. For me, this is a wake-up call. And there's a lot of different reasons why. Laura, I'm sorry. What are you saying? She got busted out lying. Yeah, no, she wasn't lying. What she said was the first, I don't know. I'm not going to get into it, Laura. Don't, just stop. No, I'm not going to get into an argument because I don't care. But you know, sometimes if you're giving a lot of money to a creator, they're going to probably have a different relationship with you just by virtue of your, no one's going to say that's wrong. I mean, because some people do it for that reason. And then when you aren't giving it, then that's one reason they fall apart. But, they're just going to choose their channel over you every time. Sometimes you'll have a lot of subs that do that, but
Laptop, hold on.
He's using this, which is the point of playing this, as his justification for.
And I don't give a fuck about Laura. Like, I'll make one crack about Laura because she's so fucking irrelevant. This is somebody who does nothing but just try to get involved and try to trigger people and try to end up in a rift because it's a drama channel.
It's what you're doing right now. The same exact thing.
And she's trying to suck people into some sort of back and forth, which I'm never going to indulge her with. She's an idiot. And I just
but he'll come over here and do it. But
like, you just fucking like Morbid said yesterday on.
And the hate bonding, whenever it was about me, Laura was up there, Glera was up there. Everybody was up there because they had something to bond over. I think his reaction to you was a bit deeper. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know what that, I mean.
Here, search the Glare and you'll just see a ton of fucking hate videos. I don't even watch them. I don't fucking care.
Okay, so anyway.
I get that all the time. Well, because I ask, why is it okay? Why are these people okay with listening to Queen Bee yell and scream and actually cheer it on? Because if you look at that chat, everybody's like, go girl, yeah, girl, go ahead, girl.
Could you just be more disgusted? I'm not sure how much more, but because I've kind of got like something coming up in my throat. If it wasn't about his feelings for QB or Laura, why say anything when the thumbnail was about Betty? Yeah, I almost didn't even look at this one because I thought that's what it was going to be about. Just a little more because I really can't take it.
Right? But they're so fucking triggered because this is my favorite thing. My favorite thing is when people were telling me, well, Will, it's not that you said the cunt word. It's that you were so angry. That person wasn't fucking angry that you were just listening to right there. That person right there wasn't just fucking losing her shit over being misquoted about being a fucking stripper. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, so he didn't have any idea what happened the night before. Patricia Burns, this is what I saw happen as your channel was growing. I would see you come into the chats, different channels, and you would receive a lot of respect. Yeah, well, it changed overnight, like overnight. And the thing is, the chat that we just listened to with the creators, saying, well, people have history and we don't care what happened 5 years ago. Well, you apparently, like from 8 years ago, no matter what you thought about my blog, no matter what you thought, it would seem to me that you would find something in the last 8 years or the last 2 years that has not come up in any. No one has come up with anything. It's just going back to the ridiculous bullshit. But you know what? Like I would probably still be following Glare. I'd still be going in his chat. I'd still be giving him super chats. Still be going into other people's, and maybe it's a lesson in. who's who. I don't know. But I just think for the subs, you have to choose, even if, if it's Claire. I just don't know how he's going to work this out, because Deets has basically been a drama channel for the last, I don't know when I've seen her do true crime. Claire's attitude, don't bother me. Yeah, see? But I would date him. What? But I don't think it's fair to do the subs this way. That's kind of like, I mean, are you trying to, you're giving them an ultimatum, because everybody's a drama channel. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but you're all drama. In my 48 years on earth, I've never watched so many males involved in drama. I know. Well, and he said he doesn't, that was, trauma. That's funny, Death Grips, because that's what he said he didn't want. He wanted no part of trauma. I don't know. I don't know what to think about him. I'm going to just stop with him. But I found a woman today. I guess I was subbed her, but I never really watched her. So we're back on me. What happens if I go over here? So I'm just going to go to chat. So what do y'all think? I'm going to put this down. Should I do a panel? Does anybody want to come up? What is he so mad about? I don't know. I went back and watched his first. I don't know if it was his first one, but one of it, I think it might have been the first one about me. And I could tear it apart. I could take it apart piece by piece, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I don't think. I might be lying. But who's enjoying this? Molly. Was she here? I'm going to put the thing up just in case. I can only remember how to do that. Okay. Put it in chat. She was in here? Okay. Hi, Diamond. Why is Morbid friends with the... I don't know, but Galera came in he just didn't want the people. I think it was more for... Did I just put the link in? No, you have to click on send. You are also funny. Oh, thank you. Go back to being the funny. I'm going to that's what I'm going to have to do. Just kind of figure out my place. Okay. I got to catch that. Damn it. Pin. Okay, so that should be pinned. He hasn't been the same since you. Who? Catherine. Hasn't been the same. But I think, Morbid's chat, when it's filled up with Queen's people, I think a lot of Queen's people didn't appreciate the way he was talking to me. I don't know if that's it, but that's what his chat was filled up with. So maybe it was projecting because Morbid doesn't care who's in there. He's not picky. I don't know. It's all about to go south. Beck is going to go live and tell all. Who's Beck? I did hear scuttlebutt that something big was going to happen, but I don't know. I wouldn't know what it is. Anybody know? Who's Beck? Will, since he got angry with you. Yeah, he hasn't, but he was really angry though, Catherine. Nobody was as angry as he was. He always cheered me up. I'll try to keep doing that. I know. It's J-Lord, I'll be honest with you. It's like, I love making my videos. It was a lot easier before, but now I don't know what. I'll get back to it. Facts. Glare for a big jump from the tragedy. Pimp shit. When they are all involved. Things that have nothing to do with them. When they are all involved in talking shit about things. Well, he does think he's a king. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? Hi, Angie. Thank you. Pointing out the craziness. I know, and I want to get back to that. It's just been kind of hard just to even. It was, kind of hard. Who is back? I don't know. Anybody? You do you. I will. Stella Shipwrecked Beck was Morbid's girlfriend. Oh, interesting. Shipwrecked Beck. Was she a pirate? Oh, so that's where the tea's going to come from? Haven't seen any off behaviors with you in the time. Okay, stitching. Thank you. That's the thing is everybody guessed at what happened. Guess. Oh, look at all these people. Come on up. Okay, I shouldn't be so quick. Which one? Oh, Laura.
All right, I wrote that wrong, but I didn't feel like erasing it and redoing it. So let me give you the rundown. Morbid's ex-girlfriend was this girl. I think they were dating. This Shipwreck Beck. When I was a mod for him, they were really, really tight. She did a lot of stuff behind the scenes. He does a lot of editing. According to her now, she did everything. He did nothing. Who knows what's true.
It's always a story.
Yeah, but they were really tight. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they had a falling out, but somehow I think Lara's in the middle of it.
Oh.
And that's kind of what I gathered from her videos.
But they're so tight.
They're so what?
Tight. Like Glare and Morbid seem really tight.
But that's why I think Galera's got something to do with it because I don't know if you heard her streams, but she went off. You want to hear someone curse? Oh my. I'm telling you, every other word was fuck you, fuck this, you motherfucker. I mean, nonstop. I was like, wow, Queen Bee, me, why wouldn't have got nothing on this girl? I mean, every other word. And it was really pretty funny.
And her name is Shipwrecked Beck.
Shipwrecked Beck.
I'm gonna have to look her up later. I had no idea. None whatsoever. Well, I'm not in the loop when it comes to Morgan and all that, but.
And I don't know what happened between them. Like, I don't know what happened between her and Morbid because I'm going back like 2 years. But something happened because she lost her shit recently.
Well, it may be. You know why they're busting your chops? Because you got spine and don't bend over freaking people. Yeah, they bent me over, that's for sure. But I still, I can't lie and say I'm not interested. I'll go and watch it for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like, don't be around kids when you listen to it. It's that intense. So the other thing I want to say is what I was saying about Glera is, and I said this last night on my stream, Glera got, 4 should have been God. It came out wrong. But Glera got this huge jump in subs from his, 13,000 that he was stuck with forever to 19,000. And like I said last night, a lot of those subs are QB subs. So now that he's pulling 4,000 or 5,000 in a live, which is something he's never been able to do, now all of a sudden he's the king. He's too big for anyone. He's pulling 5,000 alive. So he thinks he's the king.
Who?
The Glare, yeah. He doesn't need QB anymore.
I've never seen him pull that many.
That's what he's doing now. I looked at couple minutes ago.
Oh,
That's
right
what-
now? Right.
Yeah. He's all of his no, not I'm sorry, not 4,000 in a live. I mean like on a video.
Oh, okay.
4,000, 5,000, 6,000. He's never gotten those numbers, like ever. So maybe during Sophie Long case when he first hooked up with Annie, but before that, he 1,000, 2,000, and
Yeah.
now he's pulling 4, 5, and 6. So he's thinking he doesn't need QB anymore. He's already accomplished what he accomplished. So fuck her subs. That's where his head's at. I would absolutely guarantee it.
Probably. Yeah, there's something. Hey, what happened here? Hide. Yeah, I was trying to figure. He was like, though, unnaturally pissed off at me. Like, unnaturally pissed off. But then when he went off on the good onion, hey, Casey Glass, what's up?
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you? I haven't
Good,
seen
thank you for
before.
asking. Thanks for having me up.
You're welcome. But yeah, I think he was like, I can't figure it out, and I don't need to, but
Maybe you figured it out already. I think you've already figured it out because like you don't get friendships just by saying that you're somebody's friend. When you're in that boat with people, you got people rowing for you, but you'll find in that boat that you got people drilling holes for you. So I think that this is a lesson that a lot of people learned, especially the subs.
well, it just seemed like everybody was so. I've never seen anything like it, Laura.
I mean,
You
either.
probably have, but I mean,
No, I've
that
never seen what did it for me coming up here and wanting to wholeheartedly, step up, to take a swing, like to hit for you. It's never okay for someone, that, well, the name's appropriate, the jerks. I'm sorry that happened to them, in the beginning, that their friendship with another creator was, not a person who they thought it was. And that's very sorry, that someone would lie about their identity enough to where they could convince a whole crew. But long story short, then the next thing, bam, out of nowhere, they took you down. And I was just out of my...
They said
it was
in
bad.
the beginning that because of what happened to them, they were going to warn everybody. Like, it was weird. They had like 3 reasons. And well, like when I did my community post and I said, everybody took it wrong, but I said, what do I need to take accountability for? Because there were all these reasons out there and I couldn't figure out, does one matter more than the other? Like, what is your main thing? And it was overnight. Like I woke up the next morning and it was done. But I had gotten advice not to say anything because of blah, 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 blah. I'm not going over it again.
Right.
And that's why I didn't. And then it was unbelievable that overnight, like no comments, like I would wake up to 100 comments, like a bunch of comments from my videos to nothing but nasty comments. Like everybody jumped in. Not everybody. I mean, there were some that were hesitant, but they were being pushed and you could tell they were being pushed.
Me as a viewer could tell that people were not knowing what direction to go. And I hope that they do find a good direction, because the bottom line is no matter how much it sounds bitter coming out my mouth, I'm telling you all, it's about forgiveness. It really, truly is. If you don't have people around that are willing to accept you for all the mistakes
find
you
out
made.
what it was in the last 2 years or the last, even if you think all that stuff about me from the blogs, what has happened? What has, you want to forgive Glare overnight for just about anything, it seems. But then, like, what have I done that you've seen even in, all this time? It was just weird to me. Like, you've not kind of gotten to know me. I mean, Laura and I have had words back and forth, but there's never been anything. It's just shit talking, I don't know, but I'm over it. I'm going to get along with everybody. And if
let me ask you a question, because I heard you say this a couple times tonight.
What?
You shit talked plenty of people.
Yeah,
so how come everybody doesn't like shit talking until it's done to them, or everybody shit talks until it's done to them. Then it's, oh, everybody shit talks. Like you had your fair share of going after a lot of people sitting on Queen Bee's panel, right?
Not really. Not really. I mean, it would be the same people. Like a lot of times I wouldn't. A lot of times, like now, Dolly, Betty, that's the reason I'm heels in the air, is because of heels on the ground. That's the whole reason I started, because I wanted to go on and talk about them and like the shit they were doing. So
I thought you were heels in the air. You said before that.
No, not at all. It wasn't until, everybody, like a lot of people think they know what they're talking about on the URL and the changing the URL and all that bullshit. I changed the name when I came on. I wasn't conscious of, I've got to be sure and hide this or that. It wasn't until JLR started posting shit that I went, oh, well, he's going to do that. And who could blame him? I mean, I'm not saying I blamed him, but the rest of it, I don't, even Betty, I mean, you shit talked and you get shit talked back. I can't say anything to that, or, a lot of the rest of it. But as far as changing my name and the death scene, I don't know how, when you change your name, it changes everywhere. Like any video you've ever had, including the ones I had on Renews It, it changes it. So that's why it said heels in the air, which even I didn't know until I think I brought it up or somebody else brought it up at the same when I was watching it. And I went, oh, hell, I didn't even think about that, changing it on that one, because it gets a lot of views because people still go to it. Like for reference, like you did. I think did you have part of it in your research on Kendrick Johnson? Yeah, chasing dead, a lot of people do.
Yeah, because remember you fought with me and you said he wasn't murdered.
I know. I'll still fight with you on that.
Well, let's fight to the doom.
Well, you know what? We can debate on it.
We can.
If you want to come and have a debate with me on it, we can do that. But, that was a big part of my blog. And that was the last case because it was it's just, even to this, sometimes you just can't overcome the media and people with big pockets, with big, PR.
I think that's what it's all about. I think it's all about money, and they find ways to destroy other people while gaining profit.
And they step on them like they're nothing.
Exactly.
Well, that's politics too. I mean, politicians
and politics. That Kendrick Johnson, you wouldn't believe what you believe right now were it not for politics, because it had a big role in it. If you'd read my blog,
I totally disagree. I believe what I believe because I know enough about true crime and logic that there's no way that kid fell in. There's just not.
He didn't fall in. So, that's what, and the media said it that way because it does sound ridiculous that he fell in. He crawled into the mat. He put himself in the mat to get a shoe.
But that's not logical.
It is. You can make your shoulders smaller.
You turn it over, but they would just
knock it over. He couldn't knock it over. It was behind
he could have just lifted it up.
Laura, that's why you don't know that much. That's what I'm telling you. He couldn't have pulled it over. It was behind 14 other mats upright. It was back against the wall with 14 other rolled up mats upright in front of it. So we had to crawl up over it.
Got his shoes in it?
Yes, his shoes were in it.
Out of it.
He got one out, and that was obvious. It was on the gym floor, and he was going after the other one. And if you watch the death scene, or if you've seen any of the pictures, crime scene,
I've seen it all.
His other shoe is right there with him. So he was going after the other shoe when he got stuck and couldn't get back out.
Think about what you're saying, though.
I know.
He wouldn't have been able, if he got one shoe out, then if both shoes are on the bottom and he got one shoe out, what does that tell you? That there's no reason he couldn't get the other shoe out.
No, that doesn't tell me that. The other one could have gone farther in. I don't know that they were tied together, but you thought just like a lot of people do, well, why didn't he just turn the mat over? Well, I just told you why. And then if you think about when on the death scene video, you can see his left arm is way over his head. And that's because he was reaching. Do you know how many people have investigated this case? Like even in 2022, that they had the sheriff investigated again. And now he has a $500,000 reward to what is it called? Anyone that can, come forward with case information, because it's done. It was an accident. It didn't keep them from making another movie. There's a movie now. The parents are getting 50% of it, while they owe $350,000 to the parents of the two boys. They're still accusing in the movie. Still accusing. So the parents are now suing the movie maker.
I got an honest question, and then we're going to get off topic because I don't want to sway your whole live stream. If I said to you that Casey Anthony is innocent, now technically she is, but if Casey Anthony was innocent, there is no proof, and I went on everything that was presented at trial, what would you say?
They overcharged her.
That's not the point. But what would you say?
Say it one more time. What would you say if I said to you, Casey Anthony is innocent, even though she really is innocent according to the law? No, she's not guilty.
No, she was
innocent.
She was exonerated.
Okay, you're right. She was found not guilty.
She was found not guilty.
Right.
So wouldn't it be ludicrous for me to sit here and argue with you that, but she's innocent because she was found not guilty? Because we all know that she did it.
Right.
Well, we argue
that
the
doesn't have anything to
same
do.
argument if we wanted to talk about OJ. Isn't it the same thing?
It is the same thing.
Well, I don't know how that.
I just use more Casey Anthony as an example because OJ, there's other factors. Could have been his son with him, could have been his friend with him. But
Or he could have had a dream team of lawyers.
That's what I'm saying. But Casey Anthony, we all know did it. So my point is, when you come back and you're like, well, he was proven innocent, and they were proven innocent.
There's nobody that was ever a suspect in Kendrick Johnson. There's never been a suspect.
And there's not a suspect in Casey Anthony, but she was found innocent.
She's the suspect.
Except her. She's the suspect.
Yeah, but she was proven innocent. She was proven
right, but there's no suspects in Kendrick Johnson. That's what I'm saying. There was never a suspect. This is all the family, like for all these years, just trying to throw these. I mean, they've got a movie deal. They've gotten,
and that's another thing that
I know they would take their son over that, but it doesn't change the fact that 8 years later, they have a movie. They're still blaming the same kids.
They not only have a movie and are profiting from the drama, but what happened to the initial trying to figure out what happened to that child? All of a sudden, there's no concern there.
They had an answer before they even called the parents. They said it was an accident like an hour.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
What about the medical examiner, the outside medical examiner that said it was a murder?
The coroner did.
The outside one that the family brought in.
There was a coroner, and then there was a medical examiner. The medical examiner did the autopsy. The coroner just declares he's dead. That coroner is an elected position out there, and then they sent him to somebody. I don't see you. I'm so sorry. I'm not ignoring anybody. So yeah, we need to debate it, but
not tonight.
Not tonight, because there's just, I know what all the media stuff is, and I know, but I researched that case. I lived that case for like probably a year and a half, 2 years before I just gave it up. I mean, there's so much. It went to 3 different U.S. attorneys. They all resigned. It's just a shit show. And
sort of making a murderer, but They're still innocent.
Did you know that Candace Owens is coming out with convicting a murder? Is it convicting a murderer?
Is it?
Huh? Candace Owens, yeah.
Yes, it is.
I didn't know it was hers.
Yeah, convicting a murderer.
There was somebody else that was coming out with one a long time ago.
Oh,
And
no, I think it's coming in September, I think. Hey, Crime Solution, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I don't know how to handle this many people.
I'm going to jump down, Heels. Have a good day.
You too, Laura. Bye.
I'm going to jump down too. Very nice to chop it up with you.
Okay. Very nice to meet you. Come back up again sometime.
Thanks. God bless you.
What are you laughing at? Okay, Stella.
If you want to clear a room, just
is it you?
I'm sleuthing on.
Is it you that's clearing?
She cleared the room. I didn't.
Okay. Crime Solution. What is funny? Tell me. Somebody in the chat, tell me.
Okay, so Laura will not face me. She will not face me, and I would love for her to face me, but she won't. And she knows what she did to me. But I wanted to come up here and start with a quote.
Woodstock. You wanted to what? You wanted to what? I was saying hi to Woodstock.
I wanted to come here and start with a quote. Like, I've been observing since all this went down, and I've been through it for different reasons, but I've been through it. And the only thing that worked for me was just to remember Mark Twain's quote: "Never argue with an idiot. They will drag you down to their level and then beat your ass with experience."
Yeah.
He didn't say it quite like that, but
yeah, I know what you're saying. I know the saying.
So when this happened to me, Morbid and The Clearer, when I was a brand new channel, they came over. When I hit 1,000 subs, I decided, it was 1,000 or 500, I don't remember. I decided, I was real happy. I was going to hang out with my, subs and do a live, and we were having a great time. And then here comes Morbid and The Clearer at the same time. And they start preaching to me. Well, first they did like a play fight with each other. I didn't know they were play fighting. And I was brand new to all this. I did not know what to do. I really didn't know what to do. I froze. And they were cussing at each other and acting like they were really mad at each other. And then Will was acting like he was all defending me. And it was a total shit show. And they did that for quite a while. Then they started threatening me. They told me that if I became a Tragedy Pimp channel, they would come at me hard. They would get me shut down, that they were going to be watching me and all this crap, right? I had no idea that Will was drunk off his butt. The next morning, he went live and he said he barely even remembered what he said to me on that live. And then he brought Morbid up and introduced him to everybody and was like, "Oh, this is my old friend Morbid. We're like buddies from way back and all that. And I just found him recently and I recognize his voice." And that said that they did that on purpose, that they set it up on purpose. They were doing that to not just me, but some other small new channels.
Yeah, that's all. God, it's crazy.
Yeah, they were doing that it wasn't just me, it was others too. They would go up and attack and threaten people. And I was trying to tell them, I was like, look at what I've, I'm going to try. What are you doing?
I remember. Okay.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, no, because I didn't. You were Fueled by Coffee before, right?
Yes, that was my original name. And if you remember, I was friends or brand new friends with Olivia first. And then she introduced me. I didn't even know anything about
to Betty, and then all that stuff happened.
Didn't know anything about her, And then I just kind of met her through Olivia. I liked Olivia. I liked her as a person at the time, and it was just one of the first people that I happened to meet on YouTube.
No, she was never angry. Yeah,
right. Exactly. And it was. I tell you, if you're ever friends with Betty for even a day, that stink will stick to you for a long time. Because I literally only knew her for like 3 weeks. And once I figured her out, I got away from her, Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
And attacked.
Okay. My chat is like going crazy with I do remember you, and I remember the stuff with Betty, and there was a recorded phone call or something.
Yes, yeah. Well, I had to do that to prove to people that I wasn't lying about her.
Yeah, but
and I was like, look, I just met this lady, and here's what I found out, and I'm totally renouncing her. I want nothing to do with her. I did not know, what she was about. I really didn't know, and I'm done. I'm walking away from it. And
who's
these
Candace?
people? Savage is the one that posted the phone call. I had sent her a recording, but she wanted to hear like the important parts of a couple of my calls, right? So I just recorded those portions and I sent it to her. She told me that she was going to redact the rest of it before posting it. She'd have my back and all that. I've got all my receipts. Okay.
Yeah, but
And
there's something I'm trying to
had
remember.
with it, and that was fine. I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, it's me. I recorded it. Here it is.
Where's Willow?
It was ridiculous. But like that's the problem with this place. Like new people can come on, and if you have any association with people like that before you know better, and then you do say, okay, and now I know better, I'm not going to have anything to do with them anymore. People don't forgive and forget. Some haven't, some have,
Yeah, but that's all like stuff that, like, I don't know any of the, like, I didn't know Morbid and all of that, but I do remember.
I knew Will when he was
something.
I knew Will back in the Sophie Long case when he was assisting Michael Long with hiding from the authorities, and that's when I figured out. I was like, that's just wrong, Yeah.
Hey, Willow.
He said he knew where he was and he wasn't telling anybody, and I'm like, the law is wanting him. You shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, I didn't follow that case. I think I followed like 5 minutes of it. Stella, what do you want to?
That was so ridiculous.
Yeah, that's all
oh, my goodness.
Ever followed was like 5 minutes of it.
I knew that was a joke. I knew that little girl was put up to doing what she did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was horrible. I think that was, that was during COVID and everything. It was during the pandemic. So everybody was just watching TV and YouTube at all different hours of the day and night. And it was just, but I'm also the mother of two. I knew from the moment that grandmother went to get her out of the back of the car that something was so off with it.
Yes, when she said, "Oh, honey, there's nothing wrong with you. If there was anything wrong, then why did you do so good at that? What was it? Some recital or something?
The dance recital."
Yes. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm a grandmother. I'm a mother of three and a grandmother. I would never say that to any of my kids or granddaughter. If they said something like that in my presence, I would scoop them up and be right there.
Wait a minute. You thought the little girl was...
Don't talk. Hold on. Margot is cuckoo. No talking about Margot. Not my Margot.
There's no one. We had a really nice chat going there. Who's getting fresh? Don't let me have to come on the other side.
Just, or is that? I don't know.
So I'm sorry to interrupt. I thought the little girl, it was staged. Sophie's behavior was staged to me.
Well, what I'm saying though is when we first saw that video.
Well, the grandmother was just trying
I believe you should support the kid. You know what I mean? And that's who I was always for until we found out all the stuff that was going on in the background that we didn't know about. You know what I mean? But at first, you should scoop up the child and say, "Oh my God, what happened?" You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
The mom's reaction
but there was no reasoning with the little girl at that moment. So I think she was just trying to get her eye-to-eye contact to get her attention to calm her down.
Okay. Listen. I can't do the Sophie Long case. Okay.
Right.
Because it's got way too much, controversy around
not
it.
Anything.
Yeah.
What time is it?
She's okay. That's all. What else?
So I'm going to go ahead and thank y'all for coming up. And I'm going to talk to chat for a minute. And I really appreciate it. I can't do the Sophie Long, but we'll talk about something else some other time.
Well, I just wanted to come up and just say that, if you just just do you, just be you, do what
Okay,
makes you
thanks.
happy, do what makes your subs happy. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what
that is
anybody
what
else is
matters. My
doing.
subs matter. That's it.
Well, yeah, I mean, if that's do what makes you happy. And I mean, I hear a lot of people in other chats talking about you saying, "Oh, I miss her being happy. I miss her doing the fun
Aw.
videos."
Well, I'm gonna
I
be.
see that around, and that's all I wanted to convey to you. Just focus on whatever's good for you, and don't worry about the rest of it. They
All right.
will eventually find another person to attack. I'm probably going to get attacked. I don't care. I'm not scared of anybody anymore.
Yeah.
I grew a spine from being on
I don't
here.
want to see anybody else attacked, though. I just want everybody. I know that it will be, but
Yeah.
I'm just a
Yeah,
little
that's fine. I don't care. But yeah, just you take care of yourself. Just remember that.
All right. Thank you.
You have
I
a good
appreciate
night. You guys. Bye,
You too.
Stella.
Bye, Miss Debbie. It was nice speaking with you.
You too. You guys take care.
And I miss you terribly.
I know. I see you, though. What are they saying? Miller time? What's the best way to support you? Face red, droopy. Does that say? I can't see that. I don't know what that says.
Face red, droopy eye.
Do you see how it's showing up? Oh, my. Okay. There we go.
Oh, she must have emojis and they're not showing up to us.
People keep saying, okay, so for the morning videos, I'm going to, but okay, so here's what happened with the videos about, I think Betty's she has so many people doing videos on her, right? Not to mention I'm like on a lawsuit at the moment, but JLR has kind of he's on his own trajectory, and I think he's, doing his thing. Molly's no longer around, so I'm just not real sure what to do the morning videos. I was trying to find like some other, I don't know that I ever want to do just the creators. I was going to drop a video named Heels on Your Neck. How funny.
I love it.
So what do you think? Like I like true crime, so I want to do lives about debate the cases that I had before. Because it really does amaze me how little people know the media. Somebody said something to me in private. Thank you. They know the media part, like what was drilled in their heads forever. And I think that's one of the reasons people were so upset about Jackie Johnson. You know what I mean? Like if you just listen to the media, then you think he was murdered inside or somewhere and then put in the gym mat or whatever. But when you get real into it, it's a mess. It's a big mess that, some of it people wouldn't even believe what a big mess it is.
Exactly. That was not the case that I followed. And I'll tell you why.
It's a mess.
Because I'm not into sports.
Oh shit. What was that?
I know a life was taken. Or a life was lost, I should say. And that was so long ago.
Tragic way.
And it
Very
was so tragic. And I do know now accidents do happen.
Oh, I could do that with you mean for a nice drama-free chat would be nice. Current events, that's good, except current events are so depressing.
Oh God,
you know what I mean?
So terrible out there.
Didn't Trump just get indicted, and then that's going to be the big? I don't want to cover anything like that.
No, I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, so I'm saying that's the first thing.
On him, and then Biden's son will be indicted on something else, and it's just going to keep going. It's just
it's a shit show.
It's a tennis match. It's just back and forth, back and forth.
I've never really
That's
done.
how we're just spending taxpayers' money. It is what it is. It is what it is.
You're real true crime. And see, okay, thank you very much, Duncan. You know what? Really, with that, what's funny is intro song like I do. I felt like they were tragedy pimps. You know what I mean? Like the people were tragedy pimps that were doing this. So, but thank you, because yeah. I mean, when I went into, and I did it with a lot of cases.
Well, no, a
Just didn't see
tragedy
it.
pimp is somebody like a Molly and a Betty. And I'm
And
sure there's a million others out there who
there are
just
reporters that are tragedy pimps, some reporters. There are, you know, attorneys, there are politicians that, you know, they need a tragedy to fit a bill. Like we need to highlight this tragedy because Al Sharpton, I don't know if people remember the Tawana Brawley, but
I absolutely remember that.
that was a tragedy pimp. I mean, and completely made it up and had everybody on board, you know, even the politician. I mean, yeah.
Because nobody thought that she would have lied about something like that. And then it just got so bizarre. And
and they tell them it's for the greater good. If you're just going to fudge a little bit about this. Thank you a little bit. I can't see I can't see that right now, but thank you so much.
But what greater good ever?
Because it's for the police.
No, now we know, but at that time,
that's what it was. That's what he was probably telling.
He brought himself to the front and center.
Yeah.
Sharpton, he made a name for himself back in those days.
Right.
And
that's
just
what he wanted.
Destroyed everyone else in that town.
Oh, like the lawyer that was with him. God, I can't remember names now. I think I'm not going to even say. But one of them was disbarred. Sharpton like barely missed a beat before he was, onto something else. Should focus on same lady who has been making fun of disability, posting pics. Who? Don't overthink it. Be you. People like you. People who stick around. Thank you, Margot. Yeah, I mean, I used to be we were all such a stickler on the true crime. Like it had to be facts, and if there wasn't a suspect you couldn't name or, like not in public, of course, you could always research on your own. And that's what I liked too about having the blog, but it was just too much. I mean, I didn't want to, I was telling Ellie, I liked the research. I didn't like writing it.
It's very hard to write.
Yeah. I would get the research all done and get it all together. And then I'm like, oh my God, I have to write it. But I do like the research part of it. And because that's what we did. Even if it was like, behind the scenes, you could, of course, do anything you wanted, but you didn't drag people into, like, I think Betty and JLR and Heels on the Ground, they came into it thinking, because they, to this day, think you're supposed to investigate, like go out on the scene and knock on doors. And we never did that, ever.
Well, honestly, loving true crime, because I am true crime first. Loving true crime, I would never go knock on doors, only because I wouldn't want to interfere with an ongoing investigation.
No, and the police, you think they're not doing anything, and then
know
a year later, they're
doing things behind the scenes. They have to keep things close to the vest, and they don't release. We know how it works.
Yeah, and like I said, you can think they're not doing anything, and then a year later, someone's arrested because they have to get everything right in line before they make that. Hey, Nikki, before they make the arrest.
And not only that, they just get one shot at it. So
that's why
that person may not have charges or a court date or something. They have to get it right. Yeah, and it all works together. It has
like Barry Morphew. I don't think they'll ever. I mean, I think they blew it with Barry Morphew.
Yeah. I agree. Unless they find her body, and that would be something totally different.
Right.
And that's so sad, you know. I felt badly, you know, if we're going to just touch upon that, when he was when the charges were dropped, and now he's got this major lawsuit going.
I couldn't believe how little evidence they had. And I didn't follow it closely, but I thought,
yeah,
doing that?
And then I saw his daughters, or their daughters, and
I know, so beautiful.
they reminded me now, not 3 years ago when it all happened, but present day. I almost felt as if they could have been in this era, this time, being Manson girls.
Oh, really?
I think they're just so brainwashed.
Oh, by their dad.
By their dad.
Yeah.
And that upset me a little bit, because sometimes you need to have your children. I know that they feel, well, we've lost our mom already, and what good is it going to do us to?
Well, they're going, yeah.
Us?
But you know, you follow true crime, so you know that happens. I mean,
right.
It happens. The mother of, you know, or the
Right.
father of Jeffrey Dahmer. It goes to the point where, like, if they may get the death penalty and they do the victim statements, like Casey Anthony did this. All of a sudden, her father had been molesting her whole, you know, like in her young life. And that's a mitigating circumstance. You know, they're going to feel, oh, okay, so that's why, you know, she did what she did. We can understand it more, but I don't know how many women that have been at that point that they'll say that. And then the dad, you know, he was still sitting there. It upset him, but he was still sitting there through the whole trial. So,
you know, with Casey, let me tell you, Jose Baez went in as an unknown.
I hated him. Oh my God, I hated him.
He went in as an unknown, and he came out
famous.
And his strategy worked.
And for listening.
And I don't agree with it. Of course I don't. Because you know what? There's been no accountability for that little girl, for little Kaylee.
I know. And there won't be.
Or 19 now.
Yeah. And there won't be. Look at
no.
John Benet Ramsey, same thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But there is. I mean, they're
follow
not here on Earth.
Follow that ransom note, and it will tell you exactly.
I know they keep bringing up that Olivia guy. It's not him.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, there was no intruder. Blah blah.
No.
I'm sure he serviced too. She served. Oh, Jose. Yep. I thought that too, Hala. About Jose Baez and Casey Anthony. But oh my God, I could not stand that man.
But look, now he's a celebrity attorney.
Is he really though? I mean, I haven't heard much about him since. I mean, we know his name, but that's from the Casey Anthony.
No,
but I haven't seen him
with the Patriots player. What was his face? Got him acquitted.
Oh, you know, see, I haven't followed him, but I haven't heard him on.
The guy with the thug, and I can't even talk about it because I loved him so much. That player, Aaron. Was it Aaron? The Patriots.
Oh, Rodgers.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Aaron Hernandez.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Whoops, that was the wrong one.
When he was on that case, he got him acquitted, and I think he would have got him off on the other appeal. I'm sorry he killed himself.
I don't know anything about that case.
But Aaron, that was another case. But I think that something was wrong with him. I don't say he was innocent. It breaks me into a million pieces to think what he was and how it ended. It just, breaks me into a million pieces.
What was the guy's name? He was a producer, crazy looking guy, and he killed the model.
Oh, Spectre.
Yes, Spectre. That was an interesting.
Totally. He just
thing.
died about not even a year ago, maybe.
Oh, really?
Yes, he died.
Believe that mess. What mess? Can you talk for a minute? I've got to go to the bathroom.
Go
I'll be
on.
right back.
Audacity. What mess? I'm going to go back to chat for a second. Can you guys hear me? Audacity, what mess? No, now I'm on. I have to switch back and forth.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, that was a quick peek.
I know. Wash my hands and everything.
I believe you. No.
Will is not talking about me going to the bathroom.
No. Oh, I asked them if they could hear me because I switched over to YouTube, but I realized
no, I didn't.
No, I did.
No. I'm talking to. Was asking Hills.
Oh God, no.
No.
Never.
No.
But
you see it happen a lot.
It happened. I do believe that Cindy was an enabler.
Yeah.
And Casey just didn't want to live by their rules. She was living under their roof, but she had no boundaries.
Yeah. And when you use her grandchild that way, like she used her as, you're not going to get to see her if I don't get to do this. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
Leverage.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that grandmother, I can't imagine. And people were really cruel. I remember to Cindy because she was like taking Casey's side, but
she was taking Casey's side, but yet she was throwing her under the bus on the other hand.
That reminds me of
she was aggressive and passive and she couldn't take back what she said and tried to put a spin on things.
Yeah.
George is the one I feel sorry for.
I think there's nothing wrong for any. No, I don't either. While working on the ground, I don't think. I like it when they show us the different areas. The Hills on the Ground went way too far. They went way too far to the point where they could ruin. Like JLR was interviewing someone from the Idaho. Is it the Idaho? No, from Monkey Vaughn. That guy, and he was drinking beer and he's interviewing him. And he was like one of the last people to see Monkey alive. So going that far when you're on the ground, I think is too far. That's my opinion. I don't think you should.
We could reach out to anyone from our living room, literally, if we really wanted to.
Oh, wait.
Go and knock on the door? I still don't understand. If I want to do something to help a family, the last thing I'm going to be doing right now is handing out missing flyers.
Yeah, and
what the hell is that about?
Well, and so many people are on their phones. I mean, they'll run right past a missing flyer because they're on their phone. I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. From Monkey's case. Oh, no. Stop. I know he wouldn't. I just think she's, like Betty will say there, we all just sit here and and then meanwhile, she's pulling up Sleuthy's spreadsheet on the case. You know what I mean? And doesn't credit her, doesn't put her in her description or anything. She just pulls up her spreadsheet and
And
I'm
to
looking at-
acknowledge what Lori Davis, I totally agree. That mom begged and pleaded
yeah,
for them to stay away. And they didn't want any part of it. They just, you can't tell them no. It's like taking a lollipop from a child and saying, no, you can't have this today.
right. Sleepy
And,
is the best.
well, what
man.
do you
She
mean? They
had
just want to keep grabbing that lollipop. It's like, why?
Robert Blake, that case was fascinating to me.
That was.
Court TV boards. God, I remember those.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I
That
remember
case,
those.
do I think he did it? He probably did.
Robert Blake, yeah, probably. Dolly with the, see, I loved making, that was like one of my favorite. And just because they were being silly but I always thought Dolly meant to be silly. You know, like when he was doing the searches and uncovering, like Pop the Tarp, and I just thought he was meaning to be funny, and he got genuinely pissed at me for those videos. It was too funny.
Well, you kind of, exposed him.
But I mean, it was funny. He should have appreciated.
He's comical. It's a
Yeah,
shame. He's just right now. He should just be doing a comedic act somewhere.
He should.
He is funny. He has some. He has a natural. It's just very natural. Even though I don't really like him for the things that he does.
I like him
credit where it's due. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, because he can be funny. He's quick-witted.
Exactly.
But he's also quick-tempered. And if he could just go more on the witted side, it was never serious. See, yeah, here's a good point. I have always said this too. It was never serious to Dolly. No. Betty, for a while, I think now she's caught on. I haven't watched her in a while, but I think she was catching on that she's not really a detective or a journalist, but she thought so. Like she thought she was really part of something where I don't think anybody else did. They all kind of knew they were in it either for the money or trying to get a reality show. I know that was part of it. And she's been with Olivia, it looks like, for the past few days. I don't know what they're doing or where they're going.
Well, they're on a road trip.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Yeah, because she turned in Heels in the Air, a show reporting on dumb. Yes.
Absolutely, Super Buzz. You are 100%. Nobody should get involved. This is why we have law enforcement.
No, because we're not
we're not detectives.
The police are always going to know more. They have all the equipment. They have the technology. We're never going to know more than they are. And you learn that after years. Now, you might know more, like, for instance, the cases that everybody would know about, the high profile cases. Mm-hmm. You can learn more, but you're not going to solve it. You're not going to. No. Even if you do, the police aren't going to acknowledge that you solved it. But yeah, there's too much damage you can do. I think Olivia is helping BHB with the lawsuit. Okay, well, that would explain why it looks like it does at this moment. Because there were like all kinds of shit that came in today. Like it's on the Ellie's here. It's on the website. Did you see that? The documents, Ellie?
Yeah, that's what I was just coming up to tell you that.
Yes, I have
that there's a motion to remove you. Did you see that?
I did. I scanned all of them really quick, but the motion.
Good.
She sent it to the wrong place or something.
Oh, really?
Well, the one thing I noticed, she has herself as the plaintiff.
She is.
Well,
no, she is.
Both.
But even on Queen's
countersuit,
she still has herself as.
Oh, she does.
Yeah, she failed to switch things around. It's still
It's just the wording in it is
no, on the top sheet, she
Oh.
always has herself as the
the
plaintiff,
plaintiff.
Not the
instead of
defendant.
where the countersuit comes in. It should be
Yeah,
as
she's the
written.
yeah. That the whole thing though, I just scanned it really quick, and it was like she's just basically saying, "Oh, this is all trash," and I'm not answering this, and then fighting with him back and forth in the emails. She's a nightmare. I'm telling you. If you've ever looked at her old cases, this is what she does. She just is relentless with, oh my God, you're not professional and I'm professional and I know more. And
It's gonna turn out to be a nightmare.
She will.
But she's gonna prolong it as long, and she doesn't have the money or the means to.
Well, and that's the thing that's so irritating.
So
she's
wanna
doing
go
all
down-
this.
Like she thinks this is small claims court or Judge Judy. This is real life.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's just she's not gonna spend money. She's like these people that owe the $350,000 to the Bell family. That woman knows she's not going to pay it. She has no intention of paying it.
No.
And she doesn't care. She'll just file another lawsuit, make them spend all the money.
Yeah.
No matter who's who, Betty is always the plaintiff. I didn't.
I found a website.
Not in the countersuit though, right? Oh, is she not? Oh, is she? I don't know. I'm not
in the
a lawyer.
countersuit. She should be the defendant.
That's what I would think.
And that's where she forgot to switch things up, because even on the countersuit, she still has herself as the plaintiff.
See, I am too, girl next door, but the problem is it's just going to be so much. I mean, I hope she gets the money. It's good to see you, by the way, but it's just so much, like these people, the Bell family, they spend so much money just going after or even defending themselves. When Kendrick Johnson's parents sued them for $100 million, they have to get attorneys, and they spent so much money. And then they get no attorney's fees. They sanctioned the attorney. They sanctioned nothing. They'll never get anything out of them. They're getting 50% of this movie. And now the Bells are suing Jason Pollock, the movie producer. But, they probably won't even, I'm sure she'll try to go after the 50% that they're getting, but I'm sure they have it. They're getting paid in a way they probably can't get any of it, Meanwhile, their kids are just being tortured. Jim Between, that was about the
it's
summer.
ruining their lives.
Oh, it has. It's ruined their lives.
Because
as long as there's internet, their lives are, the watering hole.
Did you see what Laura wrote too? Read
What?
that.
Yeah.
About being the plaintiff. I guess if you were countersued and you originally are the plaintiff,
then you stay the plaintiff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Countersued, that might be like a legal.
I don't know. I just know that it's just there's just a lot of documents, and
it was a lot, but
it doesn't look like a lawyer did it, but it does look like she got some kind of help with the writing, perhaps.
That's what she copy and paste. It looked like a fifth grader wrote the original.
Yeah, if you look at it, like the first part of a paragraph will look like her, like just kind of plain layman's terms, you know what I mean? And then it's like she copy and paste the rest of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I mean, maybe Mab or Olivia, because she's been there.
Yeah, I don't think either one of them, because
Really?
Mab approved. No, because he approved of her.
The first one. I know.
First one. And so that's what makes me think. And Olivia, come on. I mean,
well, I don't know her like writing, like what her abilities are. I mean, she might know somebody. They might know somebody that knows,
they might.
You know what
but
I mean?
A lawyer's not going to do it for free.
Or somebody brought this up. Molly's husband, possibly.
Or JLR, but he's still
JLR,
we can-
yeah.
But
He
they
knows
can
how to
go
write a
to a
lawsuit.
law library. There are,
Of course.
if you're a pro se plaintiff,
Yeah.
there are there's a lot of
Resources.
resources on the internet to help too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think Illinois. Trying to think if that's where I saw it, where they have they have help online. Like you can go to the courts and find help online. I would never do it. Looking at that shit, I would never. No way. That is way too much work. And I'm way too stupid.
Yeah, the countersuit happens as part of the reply. That makes sense. So you're always the plaintiff and Queeby is always the defendant. That makes sense to me because it started with one specific lawsuit. So
Wait a minute, but even on the countersuit?
Because I guess because they're saying because there's an original lawsuit and this isn't a way
she was
part of the reply per
sense.
se.
Okay.
I guess you know what I mean.
Then I stand corrected.
and that makes
because
sense.
I stand corrected. See, filling out
Yeah,
legal
that makes
documents is not my
it's like legal stuff. It's like legal. Like that would make sense because if it started originally with a lawsuit, right? So
she'd be the
that
respondent.
would just make sense because then it would be like, who's the defendant, who's the plaintiff? I mean, and then she's the lawyer also. So
Which, okay, for the record, cold hard facts. BHB and Dolly were the only news sources covering the case. They were professional and informative. They had been here for weeks. I don't know which case you're talking about that I've ever seen them be professional and the only news sources. You have to tell me which case it is. I don't
that was a
wait there.
comment. Oh, okay. This one on the screen. Got it. Okay.
I wish you guys would watch it through the eyes of someone. I just would like to know which case.
Yeah, give us some like details because that's
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's hard. That's a stretch.
Covering what case?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one we don't know about.
Yeah.
She says,
It's in
Catherine.
there.
And somebody tell me which case. What?
Maybe
case?
Idaho. Well, no, Dolly wasn't in Idaho, so
I'm thinking.
big puzzle. It's a mystery.
Are you talking about
How can you say such a thing? Andrea's a legal genius. I know. What am I thinking? What did we just do? Andrea's a legal genius. JLR now he knows his stuff. That's why he took a private jet.
To do about 3,000.
That was an old
private jet
picture.
from Tampa to Idaho. He did not take a private
No,
jet.
that was an
Stop
old
it.
picture.
J Lord, who is this J Lord?
I don't know, but I like
Is this J. Lord sarcastic?
Are you being sarcastic? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Please tell me yes, because that's
Okay. I was like,
yes,
whoa, that's a lot. to
Savannah.
unpack.
nice. That's a good one.
Okay, there we go. When your mind is narrow, hard to see. Jen, I could see the reality if you would tell me which case. Uh-oh, something's going. What? Do you hear that?
I do, but I
No.
still hear you.
Okay, I don't know which case, and now it's killing me because I want to see where they were professional. Did they have real press passes to go with their investigating? See, all of that, we're just not going to get any of that back. That was so much fun making videos. I mean, the press pass, just like every day, there was something new. Now they got boring. Now it just turned into fighting. I mean, like talking about the press pass, that's funny. Nothing was funny about going there. Hey, Bridget.
I'm sure they're going to do they're going to do funny things.
But there's nobody left. I mean, Bullhorn Betty and Olivia, please.
Yeah.
Remember
JLR
when
is
they were
always
in
doing
Idaho?
funny stuff with like, I don't know, when he was covering the girl that that ends up being a hoax near Willow. What's her face again?
I
I don't know. I can't think of her name right now. But he did some great, he was doing like videos in the woods, like with cheat boxes of
Yeah, JLR
Cheez-Its.
can be. Yeah, he could, but I couldn't do him.
No,
every day,
he could do spoofs. He should be on our side actually, because he can be very funny.
Yeah, Carly Russell.
Carly, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Here's some
like 50 videos on
info. I
at
was fresh to
least.
YouTube. They filled. Okay, are you not going to name a case still?
When I was fresh to YouTube, I liked Dolly and Bullhorn as well. And they did feel like, because there was a lot more going on. Like it was during Kylie Rodney though, and then, but they end up, for me, like during Colbert, like they end up just like reporting a lot of misinformation, or like you were saying, Heels, like, like Bullhorn will like will wait like the next day for documents and see what Sleuthy is saying, or like the lawyer, I mean, that's the way to do it. I mean, really go to the lawyers and stuff and let them unpack the documents and then take notes and try to I mean, it's not a terrible method, but she does take it on as her own. A lot of people, do that.
And it kind of irritated me that she put all of Sleuthy, what is it, Goosey?
Sleuthy Goosey, yeah, she's the best. Like
she didn't even credit her except to say her name. She didn't credit her at all, not anywhere. She didn't say drop her link. She didn't put it in description. That's a lot.
When Queen uses her, we use her timeline a lot for Brian Kohlberger,
and
we still do, and she'll always give her credit, and she'll even come up on panels sometimes just because you're giving her credit, and it's like her, and she likes to, she loves to talk about it, and it's so much work. She puts all the documents are in there, the timeline, she keeps adding to it and adding to it and adding to it, and she's
Quentin Simon case. Thank God. Thank you. They gave
that's the one where the two of them were out there on the ground.
Okay, so they were very professional, and the Quentin Simon case.
So not professional though.
Oh God!
And they already had a suspect.
They got arrested.
They just hadn't arrested her, but I mean, remember the grandmother?
Oh, you mean? Oh yeah. Oh, you mean that? Yeah.
She right at spilled the beans, and so he came out and said, "Okay,
AJ,
Leilani knew."
Well, wait. Yesterday, someone in Betty's chat said that Chief Hadley was no longer the chief.
Really?
Oh, really?
Oh, interesting.
No, he is.
Oh, they're lying. Okay. You're no.
And she was like, woohoo, clapping, giving a big clap because it was all because of her. And instead of asking the person, what are your receipts? So I hear this and I'm Googling off of my phone, and
I hope it was a troll.
He still is.
Yeah.
He had the wrong town.
He's so easy to troll.
That's
anything
so
you
funny.
put in chat. Yeah.
I should believe it. That's where she gets a lot of her information from chat, I think. Dolly does.
I see a lot of creators do that though. They'll read something in chat. Now, if it's someone I trust.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it's different. But you can't
if I find something out and I need to private message you and I'll tell you my source, I'll tell you where I found it or where I read it. So you can I don't want to make a fool out of you.
You always have
to
look it
I'm
up.
looking to help you. But someone like her,
I used to just make a casual comment in Queens. I'd say, I didn't think this, and she puts it up there and she goes, oh, heels in the air. No, stop. Because it was just an offhand comment that you learn not to make. You have to say it's my opinion or I think maybe, but a couple of times she did that. Not unless I say, I'm with everybody else, I'm guessing.
I mean, even a lot more now, everybody's scared, everybody's going to sue each other. Everybody's paranoid.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of new laws coming out at some point.
What Betty's not thinking about is if she ever wants to earn money, if she ends up owing all these fees, she'll owe it to Queen.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I hope she has to pay her.
Yeah.
JLR had 54K before Carly.
Wow.
Then he blew past 60. Yeah.
Wow.
Smashing.
See? I mean, he did so many videos. You see how many videos
he does
would
20
do
a day.
with Carly? I mean, he did so many, over 50 over the course of so many a day. He really is at least he's a hard. hard worker. I'll give him that. Right? He really does
Well,
work hard.
what else does
Does
he
he
have to
really work
do? He
hard?
doesn't.
I'm only asking, and I swear, I mean no disrespect, because I've only, whenever I caught a clip or something, because I'm not a subscriber of his. I always just see him in a chair. I never see him out in the field.
Oh, he's out in the field a lot. Like during like the Murdoch trial, he like went everywhere. He went to like where the boating accident was. He
Really?
went to the there was like an auction for like the stuff from where the house, you know, from
Oh,
he went
yes.
to the auction. He went to Hilton Head and stalked Brooklyn and like everybody.
Wow.
Like he did like he stalks too. Like he'll go to like if it's close enough, right? We were talking about this last time,
It's
Heels.
in
Like
his
if it's close enough to
proximity.
drive, he'll do
It's
it.
in his
Yeah,
proximity. Well,
he
good for
doesn't
him
fly.
then.
Okay, that's an
Okay.
old picture from a long
Yeah.
time ago.
I don't
He
think he
doesn't.
flies.
I
Yeah.
don't even know. It seems to me that his old friends at the Front Row Club have abandoned him for some reason. I haven't seen him even on his Facebook. Like he's not even talking about anything, right? This would seem to be big news. Big news day for
I
him.
don't
but-
follow him on Facebook. I'm too scared.
Oh,
I would
why?
never follow him on
Oh,
Facebook.
I don't follow
Are you
him.
kidding
I
me?
look at him, but I
Oh,
don't
okay. You
follow
can look at him. Yeah.
Genevieve, I
Don't
read
even
your
go near it.
comments and I agree with you.
Who?
Genevieve, you had just had her
Oh,
comment up from chat. I agree, Genevieve. I'm not sure what they're doing, but their audience has drunk the Kool-Aid. And I
Whose
say that.
audience? Oh,
whose
BHB.
audience? Oh, BHB.
Any of them.
All
Yeah,
of
but
them.
she doesn't really have that
Anything.
many.
They don't. He keeps his audience entertained.
Yeah,
Betty, on the other hand, she's bombing out.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, I have
I
not
don't
watched
think
her
people
at
really
all.
like her. There's nothing fun about her.
No.
She's sinister.
She's
But
hard
she
to
was.
watch.
They
She's
all
hard to look
balanced each
at.
other out. They all balanced each other out when they were all together. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. More
you had the
so. They
really
were like
dramatic one, the one that took
they were like
herself too
Scooby-Doo.
seriously.
Yeah.
You know, and now Dolly's doing with PJ. I guess they're doing the true crime
Yeah. Like he
thing.
was doing
And
it with Paper Cut and now he's doing it with
yeah, Paper
PJ.
Cut is a
'Cause
no go. She
yeah,
says the wildest shit.
she's wackadoodle.
Yeah,
She's
she
I
can't
used
do
to
the
like
true crime.
her more. And
Oh, I don't have
she
any problem with her. It's just not doing
I,
true crime.
she's just yeah, she's like a little chaos, like you know,
She was
creator.
reporting on the Olivia, the John Bonet, the guy that they're saying
Oh yeah, that new thing. Yeah,
confessed. It's all
yeah.
bullshit.
And
But
that's
she was
just
like, "Oh my god!" And Dolly, the handwriting matches, and no, it doesn't. It doesn't. If you watch, I forget.
Oh, the handwriting.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
they looked at the
doesn't.
handwriting. Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
they looked
no.
at
You
in
just follow
Court
the
TV.
handwriting and the
Court TV made a
handwriting
big deal
analysis.
out of it. Why they brought it back, I have no idea.
Well, I'm
'Cause
thinking they just needed some views or something.
yeah, that's all.
Yeah, slow news.
You follow the handwriting and the experts that did check out the
Yeah,
the
Cena
ransom
Wong
note.
did. Yeah,
It-
Cena.
everything matched up to Patsy.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
consistent as it could be.
Right?
Yeah,
That's what I always
Westwood
thought.
has a huge forum on. It gets wild in there, but I think she had. I don't know if she had Cynic or Cena Wong on the other night when all that came out.
Who did?
Web Sleuths.
Oh, the best.
Yeah,
And
because
that's who I listened to pertaining to John Bonet.
yeah, and that's who I mean, for years.
Trisha's
I followed that
amazing.
case.
Trisha knows that case inside and out.
We started, yeah, I know that case too.
And that's how I found you, Heels.
Oh, really?
Through Web
Oh, that's
Sleuths?
right.
Through Trisha. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A pic of himself in front of a road called Lawyer.
It's just a wonderful
And they named
show.
it after him. He's such a freak, but you know what? He can be funny.
Yeah, there's
I mean,
something
that's the thing.
entertaining about him for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of just goes everywhere
Well, that's
too.
what it is. He's entertaining and
He can also be dangerous, so we can't.
He
let-
can.
Well,
Oh,
that too.
Yeah,
oh,
never
I
forget
wouldn't.
that. You can
He scares
laugh,
me
but
more than any of them. He scares me the most. I wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley more and
mean,
Betty probably. Yeah.
And he'll go in a dark alley, even when he was a guy. Remember when he was it Idaho, the guy that he accused? And he goes, he's staring at me. He's looking at me. Don't walk towards him. Yeah. Yeah.
It was funny. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I love how he's pointing. I like his use of props, how he points to things. I mean, like during the Carly Russell thing, I mean, he literally, which was kind of cool.
I didn't watch any of it.
He went like exactly where she pulled over and kind of went in the woods to see how she would have gotten out of there, which was like kind of cool to see.
That is.
Right?
I think Willow did too, right? Willow, did you not run into JLR for God's sake?
I know. That's what we were thinking that he would, because when he went back there, he found this like tunnel. He's like, maybe she went through this tunnel, and then he got like a box of Cheez-Its. He like went to Target and got Cheez-Its.
That's what he'll do, and
he goes that extra mile.
He loves props. Props are his thing forever.
I love props too.
Yeah,
I
loves
props for it.
But Willow, you have no excuse whatsoever.
Oh, do you see Casey Glass in the back?
No, I didn't. I can't.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
There she is. Hey.
Hi, ladies.
I love her name, Casey Glass.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I won't like, take up your guys' live, but like, I love that you guys are all talking about this because I'm a subscriber to most of all the people you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Just the short list is like Jonesin, Toast, Deets on the Street, Dolly, Bullhorn Betty, Molly Go Lightly. I subbed them all. And it was a learning
to keep up, you kind of have to. My sub list went way down. Now
I was member.
There's like 2 people. But I'm going to have to sub some of them up again just to keep up. But yeah, I mean, you have to sub them to.
Okay, Heels, I'll join. I'll create a page, a channel, and then you'll sub to me.
Yeah, and then I'll sub to you. What does this say? JLR hidden in an attic like his mom's house or something. What? What? Hides in a bush.
Yeah, I saw the hiding in the bushes. Or like he'll I remember the bushes.
Yeah, follow him, Genevieve. I don't follow him.
Benny Keys did a funny video about JLR hiding in the bushes. So he hid in a basement.
I don't know anything about
that. He pretended
that.
to be in a basement. It might have been his own basement. I don't think he was literally
all about the props.
Yeah,
all about the props.
You know what? It just takes one gimmick.
Yeah, that's his thing.
He discovered.
Oh, he's had a couple of viral, but that's what he wants. That's why I don't like him.
Exactly.
Yeah, he kind of. I mean, there has to be a certain amount of like with people like JLR, like things that celebrities like kind of, or people like actors, for example, like that they like the attention. They like to kind of like do a show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he kind of,
and that's why he does it.
Yeah.
I mean, he advertises himself well.
Oh yeah.
So many people know who JLR is.
He believes in himself.
Yeah, I mean, he puts his name everywhere. Like,
oh yeah, and his clothes. Yeah.
Well, what do you say, Ellie? We say believe in yourself, and good things will just.
I mean, that's why you got to just like, I mean, if he's not like doing anything bad, like he served his time, whatever. I mean.
Well, he just kind of did something bad to me. In fact.
I kind of did. You're right. I mean,
I was going to show y'all tonight, but I didn't.
Behind the scenes too. I think a lot more than anybody knows. I feel like
since August, and I have the tweets pulled up, but the jerks, they got all that information from him, and I have it all in tweets. There's like 6 of them, and it has.
I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. He does a lot of that kind. I'm not saying he does
I can laugh
stuff.
at him, but I can also go back and look at the tweets.
Yeah, just to remember what he does.
Was steady trying, and he did a lot of things, but I wish he would just. And it's not a big deal once your name's out there, whatever. Because I didn't want the crazy people from before, and that's what I didn't want to happen. And he was trying to contact him, but I guess they've all moved on to, other things. Or probably paid to troll me or whatever, they were doing. But that's what I didn't want. I don't want the bullshit that goes with it. But I wish he would just do his thing. He likes when people talk about him. He really never had a problem with my videos. When he was doing those strikes, it was just, I think he was doing it for somebody else.
Who was that?
JLR. I think he was doing all that just to, like when he would strike my videos. Well, I think he was serious with Unirock because of the panty thing. He shouldn't have done the panty thing. That was bad.
Yeah, right. I
horrible.
remember
Ugh.
talking to you about that, Heels, on Queen Bee. We were like, you
Yeah.
were the one that brought it up, and you
Yeah.
that's what really got to him because
that
it was-
humiliated him.
yeah, too much.
But
I wonder what's going to happen with that lawsuit because I
I
heard
was going to
that
say, has anybody heard?
Yeah, I think there was like a reply, and then there's a court date for September 15th. And I think that there was some kind of reply made. And so
I can't believe
they're
it's not
having that
thrown
first
out.
court date like in September. Yeah, well, that's what I was asking somebody about that. Like even like it will like have to go before a judge no matter
Yeah.
what. Yeah. And then the judge could and the judge might not like throw it out. They might be like, you have like, because pro se, they might like give more time to like maybe
There's
refile
nothing-
it.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
that's why I was-
JLR's is even. I mean, they're both bad. But the countersuit changes things with Queens, but JLR and Unirock seems very difficult to prove that whole thing too. I bet that's going to be. It will be interesting because I think that will be precedent in a way for what happens with Queen Bee.
And she hasn't even had her
Perhaps,
first court date yet. So think about that.
for like
That's
months.
a lot of money, not even
Yeah.
having a court date yet.
Yeah, for
It's insane.
lawyers. Lawyers are expensive,
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no
would
joke.
I would just,
And
Lawyers are a
most
lot of
the
money.
time, we have to do our own work.
Who do you like to follow the
Admitted to
best?
the lawyer.
Casey, who is, well, don't tell me that. That was the wrong question. So
I love to watch you and Dolly go back and forth.
I
I
will.
thought it wasn't play. I thought it wasn't play. I thought it wasn't fun. And Dolly's just got a very good talent with being a comedian. He's also a creator. And I love when Dolly just does Dolly,
Yeah.
And the bouncing back and forth was so fun. I love seeing your videos. And then I got to meet the BHB side and membered up over there. And then I learned for myself,
But he was by himself. Then
Yeah,
Betty,
he was totally by himself. And I thought that they were trying to merge the channels. And, I wasn't for that because I believe a creator should be a creator individually.
But she was the death of that.
It wasn't
You know
my
what
channel.
I mean? It was like
Yeah.
Savage, and then it was Dolly. I mean, it was Betty, then Molly, or Molly might have been before Betty that came on his show.
Yeah.
And people
But
were a little upset about Molly. And
I
then,
think that Dolly's going in a good direction, especially with
Yeah,
PJ,
I
because
think
I
he's
think that they
gotten away
balance
from
each
it,
other out, and they'll protect
not
each
so much
other.
for,
They do.
again,
Yeah, they'll balance each other. But the BHB thing that set me off was honestly witnessing an innocent furniture clerk lose her job.
Back in
That
the
was
show,
sad for me because
it's like-
I've been financially attacked before.
Yeah.
And it's a very hard thing to recover from. So when you go after somebody's livelihood, they get
Yeah.
zero respect for me. So in regards of, QB, I pray to God that, she's protected because I don't think that it's fair to sue anybody at all. You don't take away from someone's plate,
And
you
she's
just
so
don't do that.
nonchalant about it.
Absolutely.
Betty
really
is just like making a
crappy.
big joke while she's having to spend money. And that's why they do it. JLR flat says in interviews that I have, and they're posted, that they just do it to make people spend money. And
Yeah,
they don't
exactly.
care.
Boom. Yep.
They don't care. I wouldn't
Don't
spend
care.
money. If it were me, but I can see
If it
why
was me, I would have tried to just do it pro se myself. But like, I think the countersuing thing, like, probably caught them off guard. So good. Let her like get a taste of her own medicine. You know
Yeah,
what I
and
mean?
the problem with pro se is the judge. Well, a lot of times, like you said, I think Ellie, they just give them chance after chance.
Yeah, but they
after
don't like.
chance,
I
and
was
it's
talking to somebody
fucking
about
exhausting.
this today, and it's like they were saying they don't perhaps like maybe like, or they're not lenient in like being like in their favor, but like you said, they'll just like give you like, here's an extra 2 weeks, or you could refile the whole
Yeah, they
thing.
refile it.
Right.
Like, yeah.
They point them in the right direction, perhaps, you know what I mean? And so, but still, like, I don't know if it's frivolous though. Doesn't matter if you're pro se or whatever. If it's frivolous, I think the judge will like, you know,
rid of
either
it.
say
Well-
rewrite this, or it's going to be dismissed in 30 days or something like that, you know?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think at least it should have gotten to the, you know, like filed an answer, and then I'm not going to second guess anybody's attorney, but that's what I would have done. Is just, you know, if I had been served, well, just they didn't have jurisdiction, so that would have been pretty easy. But damn, it's so expensive.
Can I
Yeah.
interrupt?
It's insane. But I
If
don't.
you look at the statistics of a pro se filing,
Yeah, they don't.
most
win.
of them lose.
Yeah.
The
Interesting.
percentage-
Yeah.
But
JLR said he even helped people, which is so sad. Like with their appeals, like he made them think he could do it, and they would come back like, well, that didn't go through. Like he's sitting there acting like he's a jailhouse lawyer, and he was writing, you know, lawsuits that he was Mahatma or, you know, some movie star. Like all his were stupid. You wouldn't want to use him for an appeal. And while he was in prison, he was telling other prisoners, I can help you with your appeal, you know, instead of them having to get an attorney.
Because he was like in the law library all the time writing all those lawsuits.
Yeah, and they lost. They would lose.
Yeah.
I mean,
he just like kind of abuses the system with all those lawsuits because he didn't have to pay that filing fee when he was in
and
prison.
even when they told him he couldn't do it anymore, he filed 6 more immediately. Yeah,
like, let
like,
me finish these.
filed
But
6 more
ladies,
immediately.
You're failing to understand if she was a paralegal and
She
worked
wasn't.
for all of these attorneys
Yeah.
and she worked for a federal judge,
Yeah.
there would have been somebody to do it for her that
No,
she
and
would
please
not have
God,
had
tell
to
me
pay.
if I found out that she actually did, and I got that federal, I would send that lawsuit to the federal judge. I would send it to all the constituents to tell them.
But that's my point. She probably
didn't.
didn't.
She
Because
wasn't a
there will always
paralegal.
be
No, she
somebody
wasn't a
that you
paralegal.
know in your circle that's an attorney that will help you out, even if you're pro se.
No,
Okay.
but they won't help you much. Attorneys, I don't care who they are, if they're your friend or
Oh my
uncle.
God,
or,
my friends would, and I hang with a lot of attorneys.
not that. Well, maybe I can't speak for your friends. I'm just saying most attorneys, their mindset is every word you say to me is money. You know, like every hour I spend doing anything is money.
I
You're
could
just
keep going
conditioned that
down.
way.
Oh, come on, Betty, you're at this again. Come on, like Andra, really?
What?
Like I'm speaking. Come on, Andra, really? All right, I'll help you out this time, but don't bother me anymore.
Yeah, it's
And
just
they'll
a
just
lot.
take it on just to help her out if she's that close
But
to
she's
the
look what she
legal
did today.
community, as she says she is. She's full of
She
shit.
doesn't get how it works. Did you see the letters between her and the lawyer attached to the
Yes, that's what I'm
documents?
saying. She won't quit. She'll go
She's
back and
nuts.
forth with him, and you're unprofessional, and and filed a restraining order
Crazy.
on
Mhm.
while she's in a lawsuit.
She's just nuts. I
Well,
mean,
wait, she also asked to do something by video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the video.
Well, that's like
Because she
that's
cannot
standard.
afford, it's going to be a hardship. But in the meantime, she's got this road trip planned out.
Yeah,
to
her,
Idaho
her life is the
and
way
New
it is
York.
because of her.
But
You know
that's
what I
for
mean?
work,
Like
right?
she makes bad choices. Hey, Andrew. Oh, hello.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
guys for giving me the opportunity to
I'm
come up
sorry you
here.
never say anything. I'm sorry. Are we just not
I
letting
just
you
don't want to talk over nobody.
Oh, we'll talk.
I get told a lot that I talk over people, and I'm absolutely guilty of that.
You haven't talked over us.
I know.
Oh, we're actually that.
I just really want to see people do something, really good with, things, moving forward, because all those creators individually have a lot of talent on their own. And it's always just good, to love others, because it's more positive, and work through your grievances, because it only builds you Tonka tough. And we're not supposed to have life easy. It's supposed to be hard. It's people who complicate it. When people complicate it, separate yourselves.
So true.
I mean, I love this. Like, I really love my subs, and I loved going to chats and all of that. And I just keep seeing it just break apart, just like Molly said when she left. I mean, I'm sure she's happy right now.
Well, a lot of the gaslighting comes from, believe it or not, subscribers. I see a lot of flying monkeys out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And if that could calm down, and if creators could ignore a lot of emails, I think it would help their channels more. Just do them.
Calm it down. How do you calm down the flying monkeys, though? They're always going to be flying around, aren't they?
Well, but I mean, they always have. It is up to, like, when creators sit on a panel and talk about other creators like that, that encourages the subs to, they think it's okay with them. I'll guarantee you that if you went to Gray Hughes and started trying to talk smack about other creators, he won't have it.
No. Oh my God, no way. He doesn't do that. Yeah.
Right. Neither would
like
Grizzly True Crime, or what is
Judy Ron. A lot of people. Yeah.
Chris McDonough wouldn't.
Yeah, a lot of wouldn't. There's a lot that wouldn't, and it just probably doesn't even happen. Truthfully,
no, they would be too scared to.
Well, I got scared by Chris McDonough because he sent somebody out here personally to our home.
Well, he's freaking nuts.
Yeah, he did.
Heard about that.
Yeah, Chris McDonough. He sent D. Warner's brother.
He's not a good guy.
He sent D. Warner's brother to my house.
He sent who?
D. Warner's brother. I live in Michigan.
Oh, D. Warner. That's the case. His friend. I love flying monkeys. That's the case that his friend, that lawyer, was on, and was that the one? She's missing, right? She's been missing.
For me personally, it was kind of scary because I fit the age and description of D. Warner, and almost share the same birthday. And in that case, it was no body, no evidence. So for somebody to come up at my door like that was pretty sketchy.
And why did they come to your door?
Well, he actually knew my, is it called a VIN number? He knew my VIN number on my vehicle. And he asked,
weird.
I know, like he asked my husband if he could verify those numbers. And he's like, who are you? And he said, I'm Greg Warner, and I'm Dee's, that's my sister that's missing. And he told us about that McDonough guy who, on a security camera, supposedly they hired a private investigator. And they said that was the same make and model as our car in their security camera. So that I guess they ran whatever digits to find us. But we just thought the strangeness was me and the relationship, not relationship. I can't say that. I just fit. It's just weird. Okay. Same age. I look like her. Basically the same name, because my name is D too. It's not Casey
but
Glass.
Why would he come? I'm very lost.
Oh no, he's bad. From what
why was he coming to your house?
He thought
that's what we were trying to figure out. That then he had a handler that I get my hair done quite often in town, and just to chop it up with my girls that I just recently met up here. I had not been in Michigan long. Long story short, a masseuse place let me know some really telling things about that handler out there on the farm of Dales. And that same truck, it's still around. So we're just keeping an eye out, and we've also, let authorities know just to kind of just keep an eye on the sitch. There's recent news on the Warner case, but
is there?
Yeah, there's recent news on it.
He didn't get a lot of attention with that case.
He's arrested. Dale got arrested, actually.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he was found in contempt of court So that temporarily puts him, there. But as far as being charged, it's the whole thing, no body, no evidence thing.
J Lord is telling you to flag all your. You said they had your I don't understand any of it.
Okay, so
Greg
Warner showed up at my house because over there at Chris McDonough's channel, they caught on one of their lives. They were reviewing it on their live stream. I guess, yeah, the camera, from their doorbell.
Oh my God.
They said that they had to make a model of my car, supposedly stalking their private investigator on his camera. So that's how they came to know our car. They thought it was my car.
You're such detectives over there.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes more sense. They were trying to, that makes more sense.
Well, obviously it wasn't us. And we proved it to him that it was not our vehicle.
He thought an anonymous person on Twitter was Brian Laundrie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So once you go there, I
think he did plant that glove too. He's like,
yeah,
what's
I do
this?
too.
After dropping it. Ooh.
For sure.
Yeah. They're just the cleaned up version of Betty and JLR.
Yeah.
I will tell you how I know about him was, I guess, during the pandemic and things, I was just watching YouTube. And Chris was with Mike King.
Right. That's where he started out.
Yes. And then he, separated and he had the beautiful intro and blah, 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 blah. And then Mike blossomed.
Right.
And and he still does so well.
Yeah, Mike
King. Amazing.
Well, he does a lot.
And then I want to say
TV.
During Little Summer, I guess that's when people started to realize that Chris wasn't such a nice person. He's ingenuous.
Well, he was being kind of a weirdo on Mike when he covered, what was her name? The girl that hung herself and they found her outside and nobody believed that her family says she didn't. Oh my God. Because she went over a balcony. Do you know who I'm talking about?
The one in Florida?
No, I don't think it was Florida.
The one with the
her legs and arms were bound.
Yes. Yeah. What was it will come to me in a minute. I remember that.
It's like an exotic name.
Yeah. And the boyfriend
he accused the brother.
The brother was there and he was away. And the boy,
that's right.
Yes, that was in Florida.
Had died.
Was it in Florida?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I almost put you in timeout.
And the brother owns a pharmaceutical company. The girl's partner owns a pharmaceutical, but he lost his son.
Yeah,
he lost his son in an accident when she was there.
I thought that was Florida.
But what I remember watching that show, and he started getting all kinky and talking about. Was it the brother Genevieve that he was saying just all kinds of creepy stuff, and everybody in the subs were going, yeah, that's a little much. You might want to slow down on that. And that's kind of how he is. He brings it into every case, Summer being trafficked and she was being a weirdo.
Rebecca Zhao.
Yes, Rebecca Zhao.
Rebecca Zhao. That was Florida.
Yeah, I was so crazy because she was bound and she was over the balcony, right? But she was that was the weirdest thing I've done. That was so strange. Ellen Greenberg, her.
That's
Ellen Greenberg was another one. I believe that Rebecca Zahal, but I think the family's got an attorney or did have an attorney.
Yeah, they did, right?
He was, but he was really kind of. Anytime they just have to blatantly lie about evidence, which he was doing, I don't know. It's
the
not
brother was
work.
there though.
And the weird thing is, not weird. The odd thing is,
they had a trial.
Becca's brother-in-law, the sister's husband, is a retired police officer.
Oh,
who's a retired police officer?
Rebecca Zhao's brother-in-law is a
The
retired.
one that cut her down.
No.
Oh, okay.
Who is trying to help his own family
Re-
get through this.
Oh wow.
And he knows a lot about everything because
Yeah.
he's a retired cop.
They just don't have the evidence though. Like
Yeah.
even her foot, like her heel marks were on the, that landing, and I just think he could do
Sounds.
it. I mean,
There was
I think
blood found, I remember too, but then there were
that
like
was from her period, I think.
yeah.
And something
Which
scribbled
doctor?
across the wall in blood.
Yeah.
I don't think, was it in blood?
I
Yes.
remember that.
don't
Yes.
think
Yes. Or at first
I don't
Something
think
like
it was
that.
blood. It was from a paint. I think it was a paintbrush.
Paint?
I
It was
thought
some kind of
lipstick,
some.
but
Yeah, I don't think it was in blood. I don't know,
It's a
y'all. Don't,
while ago. I have to
don't make
relook at that.
yeah, they
I
followed
wanted
it.
to touch back upon that.
Web sleuth was really into that, and I think
Absolutely.
I think she had that lawyer on.
And the brother-in-law is always on.
Oh, was he?
Rebecca's sister's husband is
Yeah, I know they were.
retired,
Yeah,
and he is such a smart man.
but he also said, I think it was the attorney, maybe, because there was no DNA, like or I don't think there was
But
any
think
DNA
about it,
found
there
in the
wouldn't
wine room.
be
But
any
listen,
DNA.
when he
But
said
the
that
brother lived there.
Stella, he said that sometimes people don't shed DNA. Sometimes they just don't. I don't believe
Oh.
that. Yeah, I think that's
I just looked up. They said it was black paint on the wall.
yeah.
That said something.
We're all talking about different cases.
Okay, just back to the
And
Rebecca.
Hondo's over here talking about witch doctors.
Witch doctors. Oh god.
Oh my God.
Alaska,
my
it's so good to
dog
see you.
work.
Legal CM can legally possess. Yeah. And that's the other, with CM, the accusing people of being what he did to AK.
I didn't know he touched upon that case.
Yeah, did he?
Probably
I know
early.
Mike did. He had on. Who was it? They were
Yes.
questioning
The brother-in-law.
the brother-in-law,
Yes.
and that's when Chris was asking. It was just weird when he was questioning him, and Mike cut it off. And I think it kind of went downhill from there. We retired firefighter.
I thought that those two were partners back in the early days. Like I didn't know other
Yeah,
men.
now we're
I thought they worked together on so many, but then it was explained they were two seasoned detectives and blah, 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 blah.
yeah. I saw Mike, like I was just searching around, and Mike had set up his very first I don't know if it was a video or a live. And then he grew fast.
And Mike
grew fast.
He grew into Suzanne Morphew.
Was that it?
Yes.
I don't remember the case.
But they were both together at that moment,
Right.
at that time. Right. And they had Suzanne's brother. But Mike was incredible, and he still is to me. I don't really I would need 55 hours in a day.
Yeah.
To keep up with everything. But Mike is, and then little by
Mike
little,
likes to do a lot of the court TV stuff too.
Well, he's now, getting paid for it.
Nancy Grace but that's that whole Chris McDonough's his foundation. All those
that's the other thing.
That's all they do. They just use it as their name. When I found out Cheryl McCollum was the member, I was so disappointed because I love her.
I love her too.
Yeah, but they pay a due, like a membership due, to that foundation, the Cold Case Foundation.
And he's like the head of it, isn't he?
No, he's not the head of it. It's a long story, but he's not the head of it. But it's all membership. It's all membership involved, and they'll do like classes for law enforcement and stuff like that. But they've only been around like 5 years, but there was another one before that one. I don't know. I'm so over Chris McDonough too. I'm just over him. You know, when you try to, like that Gabby Petito, the Brian Laundrie, that should have killed his YouTube career. Should have killed it. And look at him.
And it
didn't even stop him. Not even for like, I think he was banned for like a couple of weeks, maybe.
Oh, he was. Yeah, didn't he have problems with Skep too? I know they had something happen.
Yes, he doxed Skep.
Right? That's
Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't. I don't want to get sued.
No, I think he did. You're right. No.
Well, he
I
did, but I
sued.
think he got somebody else to do it. Oh, but you know what I
okay.
have on video? I have the video where Justin said he gave Jose Roman his information to Chris, and Chris got his social, and that's how they found. He said it. He said it one night on Ziggy's. It was like real late at night, and you know you're just talking and not really thinking about what you're saying.
Mm.
Yeah, I have that. So you know he probably uses his, sources the way he did.
Yeah.
The way he did Mary and Jeannie. No matter what you think about anything, for him to drag them along for as long as he did, and then just boom, done with them. I don't know what they believed or what he. Yeah, she's the director of the cold case investigative research.
And she does a beautiful job.
I love her. I just was so disappointed to see that she was on the Cold Case Foundation.
Well, maybe she's just waiting for her membership to run out.
No, I mean, they go on, like she goes on. It's just something they put on their resume. What do they call it?
On a resume, I guess.
Right, but they call it something else when you're like
because she's a smart girl. She
like a
would
French word.
never, ever, ever put herself into that.
Who?
Cheryl.
Oh, she's on Trisha's show all the time.
Always.
Yeah,
she's like the
very
go-to
sweet
girl. She's so sweet and she's so gracious and she's so knowledgeable.
Mm. And she always says, keep it simple because it's, we go all the way around the case and all these ins and outs like Kylie Rodney. And it's just real simple. A 16-year-old might if they've been drinking.
Yeah, but guess who had that? Gray had that first. He figured it out before.
Yeah, Gray and like Zab girl got it. Well, SF and
I think it was Jake,
the one that found out about it supposedly.
The guy on Twitter.
Yeah, SF.
I didn't understand.
SF investigates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one that originally got it. And then like people got a hold of it. I remember Zab did it, and then like Gray did the overlay, which made you see it better.
And you know who stole it? And I watched him do it. Like an hour after Gray put his
Tyler.
Yes.
I watched that too. Oh my God,
Tyler
I got
Seller?
so pissed at that.
Yes.
Tyler totally took his idea by putting the like daytime overlay.
Just repeated him.
He totally and like Gray Gray was pissed off.
Yeah, and then Olivia,
Tyler.
she did the same thing.
Oh, really? Of course.
Oh yeah, but she had sense enough to wait.
But yeah, she probably was going to do that anyway because she's a little bit better with that kind of stuff anyway, with editing, right? She probably kind of
it looked I mean, the idea was already out. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
you're
By
just
then,
don't even need to be.
it's not like rocket science, truthfully. I mean, it's great, but it wasn't like. I mean, it's not. I mean, other people, I'm sure, would have had that idea to put a daytime overlay on it. I don't know if Gray, but
it was a lot of work getting the timing and the.
Oh my God!
Were
Yeah,
very confusing. Like I had to really concentrate because you couldn't tell, like where they were coming from. Then you had the reflection on the other side that looked like a headlight, but it was really a reflection. So it was a little confusing without direction.
Actually, SF investigates to this. Like he actually had a different timestamp.
Yeah, I think you told me that before.
Oh my God, that drives me nuts whenever I think of that. Like I don't know.
Well,
I saw them on bigger cameras supposedly. So who knows? I don't even know. But
well, a lot of times the timestamps on stuff. Thank you, Kiko. I just saw that.
Bigger
Wow.
screens, I mean, bigger monitors, he was saying. Oh, a CV? Is that what you were thinking about before?
CV, yes. Who said it?
Yeah.
Go. Why is it coming on? Okay. Thank you, whoever sent something through PayPal. It didn't tell me a name. Kiko, it did.
Is that what it stands for? A curriculum vitae?
Yeah, vitae or something like that.
Seylah was.
That's what I call it.
stands for. Thank you. You
Blah,
learn something
blah.
every day.
Okay, guys. Well, it's late.
Yeah.
It's early. Thank you all for coming on. It was fun.
Thank you for having me. I wish you all nothing but the best.
Thank you. And you be careful because that's weird.
Well, we'll be safe.
Yeah, be safe.
Yeah, we let the law enforcement know. But much love to everybody and just pray that everyone is just blessed.
Yeah. Same.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Stella and Ellie.
Yes.
What does that say?
Good night. And I love you. I miss you.
I love you too. Thank you, Stella.
Ellie, it's always a pleasure to be on a panel with you.
Ellie's so easy to talk to.
Aw, you too, guys.
You are.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say bye. Good night,
everybody.
sweetie. Bye, Rambo. Bye, Eric. Bye. Oh, I'll see Helen. Hey.
Hey, it's just you and I again. And I just hope to see more of you.
Thank you, Stella.
My girl.
Night.
Good night.
Audacity, thank you for modding. I don't know, Catherine, I think you're a mod too.
And good night to my chat.
Chat is disappearing every few seconds.
Of course it is.
Is that my fault?
So I'm gonna say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Love you.
Hey, Lotus. Love you too, sweetie. Thank you. I'm just trying to say bye. J Lord, thank you for coming in. Margot, thank you so much. Okay, Deanna. Okay, night, guys. We'll see y'all later. Bye.